Hello, people of Earth. I'm your host, James S. Cassidy, here with another week of the Naruto M blog. Now, if only 4 Life could stop typing for 5 seconds.
I wasn't typing.
Uh, anyway, and I'm Bluestarsaber.
As I've been spoiled for life here.
And not with us is Jonathan 10, because he decided not to show up.
I
So you got
guess.
the three of us.
Yes. Lucky you. Viewers at home, this might be a shorter podcast. Although with 4Life here, I'm not so sure. Hey, but look at the bright side. Instead of 4 hours, you now have 3 hours.
Dang it, it's like already 1 o'clock here in the UK.
Well, we did wait about an hour for 4Life here. It was always late.
Yes.
That's what happens when you have
My
work
bedtime
time.
for life. You've ruined my bedtime so many times.
It's such a hassle to work on the weekends. It's like the worst thing. I think I'd rather have night shift more than weekends.
Yay. So, yeah, the forum has become even more toxic than before. Yeah, remember when I mentioned that last week, how the whole forum has been divided in half between positive and negative people? Yeah, it's gotten even worse.
I don't even know how this chapter warranted that.
I know. For me, it was a pretty decent chapter. I mean, it didn't really. Oh, you know how people overblow? Say the power levels are always overblown. This one seemed pretty good, if you ask me.
I thought Naruto was gonna recover Guy full potential already. I was like, oh okay. I guess he is broken. Like, hey, Guy's repaired. Legs no longer broken. He's not red anymore or burnt. He's perfectly fine.
Now it's just crispy.
Now he's crispy. Leg is broken. He's unconscious. Yeah, it doesn't seem that much godly.
But it's just people are now nitpicking or picketing of the nit, as they say, because um because
You know you're typing.
everybody is now focusing on so much on this stuff. Ow.
Okay.
Ow. That hurt. Okay. So basically now people are complaining that Naruto got this free power up.
But technically, he didn't really.
You know, I still don't understand how is that that power works. Not even Naruto does. I don't think it's made. I don't think it's made to like it just happens. I think it's made to be like, well, we gotta keep guessing, and probably Naruto has to find out himself. I mean, why his is all question and Sasuke is like, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought his powers were based on his will. So like whatever, since it's always like, since we are talking about the will of fire here, I always thought it was like if he willed himself to want to do something, now he can do it.
Perhaps it has to do with chakra, and it feels like it has to do with some control. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't. I want to know if Naruto could even do that whole Rising Shuriken with the other Bijus in the first place, or this is brand new because of that seal or that power he has. You know what I
We'll get to
mean?
that. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get to that.
First, wait, I'll take it on to the recap, and we'll talk about this set bit later.
All right, so chapter 673. By the way, this chapter's called "We Will."
We will rock you.
We will rock you.
We will.
So we got Naruto standing there, looking all menacing, and Madara is like looking at Guy's body, and he notices that the flame, the pressure point in his heart, is revitalizing.
Uh-huh.
He basically just stopped Guy from dying. I don't think this is medical, as some people are claiming that now supposedly this is taking away Sakura's job as a medical ninja, because this isn't really healing Guy, this is more like keeping him from dying.
Yeah, and also I think a lot of people got confused from the last chapter that they all seem to believe that Guy was revived. That wasn't the case. He just stopped from death. It wasn't revived. It stopped from death. Huge difference, guys. Like all of a sudden he could find Neji's corpse, whatever there is, and then he just could take it out, and then he just revive him.
Yeah,
Like
it's not Jesus that can revive the dead. He's just
he does,
he can revive the dying though. Or I'm guessing.
well,
I
he
mean,
didn't revive.
It
Well,
stop people from dying, if you ask me.
yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like if the heart is about to beat one last beat. I guess he made a beat more. I don't know, something like that.
Or he's basically just negating the after effect of Guy's taijutsu ability.
It's like Guy is about to touch the light, is about to handshake Dai, his dad, and then all of a sudden Naruto just pull him away and just put him to sleep for now.
Yeah.
It's like that.
So Naruto jumps and leaps into the air and is about to attack Madara, and Madara grabs his ball that was he dodged, turns it into like a dagger, and just blocked Naruto. But it was a really impressive move for Naruto. He just vroom, poof.
Yeah. But wait, oh no, actually get to that next.
So he knocks him into a tree, and Madara says, "I haven't recovered yet."
Because given how
Hold
powerful...
on. I gotta do it like Steve does. I haven't recovered yet. Is that the reason? No. He suddenly became more powerful. And then you see okay, is it a moon or is it a sun?
Moon. I think it's a full moon. The metaphor has been declaring as a full moon. Wow, like ever since the whole QB attack, it's like everything is all set on the full moon for every Naruto moment. Sasuke is all set in the half moon, I guess you want to say. You ever notice, like going back the old chapters, it's like that case. If that's the case, then that means Naruto is a full moon. I guess.
I thought it was a sun because the way it appears on the staff, it has like rays coming out of it, and the moon doesn't emit rays. It reflects
I guess.
them. So and it's also kind of weird to say like I thought it was a sun because it's like, why would you have a moon and a moon? Usually it's opposites, a sun and a moon. Usually a sun is associated with a circle with bands coming out of it, and a moon is always by a crescent moon, not the whole thing. So if it is a full moon, it's a little odd for me, but okay. But I would not be surprised if it actually is really supposed to represent the sun.
Oh no. I mean, the sky's still dark, so...
I'm still waiting for... Maybe someone was just saying, right, oh, by the way, you're the sun, he's the moon. Deal with it.
And besides, the sun and the moon are two opposites, so...
Yeah. Apparently moon means bad.
Now, if it is a moon, a lot of Naruhina fans are also going on another pairing kick. Well, like, oh look, Naruto has a full moon on his hand. Hinata's name means moon, so that means Naruhina is canon.
I thought they were addressing Hinata as the sun. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was the case.
I've seen it both ways. I've seen it both ways. Where like Hinata means moon in Japanese, and Naruto has a full moon on his hand, so that means Naruhina's canon. I'm like, you're nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's just as canon as Kaguya reincarnation, but here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh great! Now she's Naruto's grandmother.
Yeah, that would definitely destroy Naruhina.
No. Yeah, it almost made me want to say, you know what? You can have that. Go ahead. Go with your theory. I don't mind.
Yeah,
I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. That
Yeah.
just means that that Naruto only sees Hinata like a grandmother.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, if I were to accept that, that would mess up the entire credibility of the story. So I'm not going for that.
Yeah. Plus, if we go by what the Sage of Six Path says, his mother was a bitch. So are you basically saying that Hinata is the reincarnation of the biggest bitch the world has ever seen? Okay. They're like Naruhina fans, really, if you're listening, which I know you're not, but if you are, if you really want to make like Hinata this reincarnation of Kaguya, there's so many ways that's just insulting both Naruhina's coupling and Hinata herself. You're basically saying that Hinata's a grandmotherly bitch to Naruto.
That explains the slap.
All right, so we got Naruto ready to do a jutsu, and he says, "Son, lend me your chakra."
Spirit bomb.
Yeah,
I just have to go there.
and so he creates a Rasen Shuriken with lava.
It's
Yeah,
actually pretty damn cool.
remember when I said last podcast that things were heating up? Yeah.
I expect. Well, actually, the thing is like a stone. I was gonna say this clobbering time because yeah, but that doesn't work there. It doesn't work here.
I want to rock.
But yeah, when he did that well, actually, we had to keep going because the further the attack goes, the confusion that it gets for me.
A lot of people though in this one, what's interesting is a lot of people again are going looking back at which is a more stronger jutsu, the Rasengan or the Chidori.
I'm pretty sure the Rasengan was told straight away that it was stronger.
Sorry.
It's based on a Biju bomb, so technically it is stronger. I mean, the funny thing about Chidori, we haven't seen a Chidori variations in a long time. I think Sasuke just gave up.
Um,
I mean, we haven't seen Chidori through this whole war, did we?
not really.
No, because it's all about sharing guns. So screw that. Keep your Chidori, Kakashi. That thing is crap now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is a piercing move. It is a devastating piercing
It's
move.
supposed to be an assassin move, if I recall.
But there's several reasons why the Rasengan is just vastly superior, and not because of the damage, but because of the versatility. Yeah, the Chidori Sasuke managed to push the Chidori faster in ways that not even Kakashi could have done it. But at the same time, it isn't that much variant, and it is a standalone jutsu. Meanwhile, you have the Rasengan, which the form that Naruto used for a long time is actually just the incomplete form, with the Rasen Shuriken, the more devastating attack, like being the real one.
The thing about Rasengan, when you have Rasengan at the start of, that's like the most basic you could go, and then from there on you could just do remixes to it. You can either add more chakra to make a huge, you can either fire element, water, whatever, anything you could do to it, or then you could make a like a different shape or form, which Naruto just did with the Shuriken one. So there you go.
I wonder how much stuff you could actually combine with it at once. Like imagine a lava, water, crystal, ice, ice, wind, Rasen Shuriken surrounded by Amaterasu. Captain Planet.
Pretty much, it seems the Rasengan is the only jutsu which can combat any form of nature, and well, possibly maybe except with the exception of dust and wood style, because I don't know if you can actually.
And you don't need hand seals. You don't you don't need that much chakra to make it, and anyone can learn it, and there's really no drawbacks to the ability other than a point blank Rasen Shuriken, but again, that's something different. But the fact that unlike the Chidori, where you need a Sharingan because you're just too slow, or your reaction is just too slow to it to actually use its full potential, this one you don't need special odds.
Wait, didn't Kakashi give Chidori? Right.
Well, you remember that Kakashi showed off the ability to Minato. Minato's like, your ability is very slow, and like you can only like move in like one direction. You're very limited.
Yeah.
If someone were to dodge it, you would have no reaction to it. Like you were just basically stuck. Like you need a higher reaction time or some kind of way to know when your opponent's going to move, so you can alter it on the fly. That's what the Sharingan added. It allowed him to predict movements better, so he can land it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. I remember now. Okay. It does explain why Kakashi teach Sasuke Chidori to begin with, anyway.
I believe he wanted Sasuke to use that jutsu to protect his comrades, I believe. Which
Yeah,
he...
but you know, he didn't make Naruto get that jutsu. It's only Sasuke because the whole
Well,
eye
that's
thing.
because the Chidori can only really work with the Sharingan. Because
Yeah,
remember
that's why.
in the Kakashi Guardian,
Gaiden.
Kakashi Guardian, he
Gaiden.
had difficulty using it until he finally got Obito's Sharingan.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what he said. That makes sense. I remember now why the Sasuke was taught that and all that stuff, and why is that? Yeah, I remember now. Okay.
And my favorite scene of all was the water towers where the Sasuke's so proud of himself. Haha, I pierced this thing and now I'm so great. And then he looks at Naruto, it's like, you blow the whole back of it off.
I always love those. That's why I was enjoying the time when Sasuke just had to stand there and watch the sage people do the work against Obito. Like, well, Sasuke, what you been doing? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing, which is what you were about to become.
Now you're about to feast, possibly like all these crazy Biju-ness from Naruto, or for whatever this next upcoming chapter will come. But who knows?
Yeah. So
I don't know.
So Naruto creates this lava ball, Sengun Shuriken. It is lava, right?
Yeah, it's lava release.
Yeah.
Well, I said manga, magma, lava. I guess it's similar. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, fire. Oh, whatever. I don't know. So,
Fire would be Amaterasu.
well,
Just go lava.
That's black fire, so that's different.
Just go lava.
That's blaze release. I believe Sasuke's atmosphere is blaze release. I believe that's what it's called.
Yeah. The Senshin YouTube Rasengan. Rasen Shuriken.
Yeah.
So he creates this massive thing, and Madara's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
he's like, "This is bad, limbo." Right? And Naruto just, I don't know if it didn't work or the fact that Naruto just completely dodged it.
I don't get it. I think that the worst. I was confused. Like, who's saying these lines? It's like, all these lines were from Madara, or not to really say that line? Like, did I really dodge that? Or I'm like, what? I'm confused. What's going on? It's like Naruto really don't understand what the hell is going on.
Did he really dodge that? I think he said, did he really dodge that or something?
I think he said something about himself though. Hold on, let me just make sure I'm not sure.
Well, Manga Panda says did I dodge it?
Yeah. Wait. But Madara. Wait. Hold on a second. Let me just check. Let's see here.
So I'm guessing. So we're basically we're saying is that the Rinnegan ability to absorb, push away jutsu does not affect Naruto anymore.
Yeah. Did he use that eye technique that he used against the tailed beast?
There you go. Yeah, he said, "Did I dodge it?" That's what Naruto said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm saying. The power. That's what I'm saying. Like the power of
The power of
Naruto.
Christ compels you. Yes. Yes.
The power
it
of
does.
I do remember, I think Senjutsu gave Naruto a sense when the move was coming, because Senjutsu does give you, like, a sort of sight or scent. I don't know. Madara managed to fight blind with Senjutsu.
Well, I mean, we have Madara who's like the limbo doesn't and he cuts off. So I'm guessing he's saying the limbo doesn't work. But you have Naruto thinking that he dodged it, so
it's like this. Okay, so we have Naruto. Well, actually, I guess we can't talk about it until we reach to the end of the chapter, which is more confusing because I know the power he has to do with chakra base, but what exactly does? It's like, is it perfect? What? Because he managed to go to the center of the chakra, which guy was about to lose it, and then he just stops it, or he just stops it. Now his Vice Shuriken was like, kind of like, he did it with one hand. I guess I wonder if anybody realized that he didn't do no Bushins, shadow clone. He did it with one hand, singly, easily.
Well, he did ask Son Goku to lend him a hand.
Yeah, that's true. and then when he's supposed to do that limbo, Naruto just didn't get nothing. Like, what the hell is he?
Didn't we establish that Naruto can actually make a Rasengan with one hand, but he just chooses to use clones because he finds it, for some reason, he just finds it more convenient?
Well, he
I,
did. Well,
I
he
think it's
did it.
probably
He did,
easier that I think it's probably easier for him to do.
yeah. I mean, if he does it with one hand, he probably used too much chakra. Then he's like, oh, I'm tired. Well, not tired, quick, fast enough.
I shall make more of me!
You know, if you remember how they said, you remember what they said is like, oh, if you use, you can use a lot of shadow clone, but if you don't have a good control, then you're gonna drain yourself quick. Even if you have a lot of stamina, but imagine just have a chakra control perfection as Sakura, and then just Naruto would be like God tier. He don't need no Rinnegan. He'd be just straight up God. But unless the ability does give him that, then I don't know. But it's weird.
I just always assumed that he could always do it now with one hand, but he just chooses not to.
Yeah. I'm just trying to understand what Naruto could do. It made it feel like Naruto could
He could do Sakura.
It's possible that Mr. Kishi forgot to include the Shadow Clone, just like when the One Piece Marineford arc. Oda forgot to do the drawback of Gear Third when Luffy temporarily turns into a small child.
I don't know. I'm just wondering what the ability does. It has to do with chakra. That's all I can think of. I don't know if Naruto could negate chakra, but then again,
The one?
Huh?
No, go ahead.
No, I was thinking Naruto could negate chakra like a Tente or Jinchuruken, but I don't know if that's the case.
I don't know.
Because if that is the case, if that is the case, then I don't think anybody can touch him, can they? Unless they have to turn Sage Mode.
I don't think that's the case. I think it's more like just.
And Taijutsu, he just has a straight up beat down.
Yeah, well, I think maybe just the Rinnegan doesn't affect Naruto anymore.
Who knows? Well,
but that's what Sasuke has. So I'm trying to make an equal match when the time comes. That's what I'm trying to do.
But
I think it's possible that Naruto might have did dodge it, and who knows? Possibly.
I don't think he dodged it. He's literally because Rasen Shuriken doesn't give him that much speed of balance of like, oh, I dodged it. Like, you know, he doesn't teleport. It's not like it's the Kamehameha. He can't.
It's possible he would stand the attack. Possibly he would stand it.
I think he tried to escape, but if he was a back then Naruto, I think he would try to escape, but then he would still get hit. But in this case, he really didn't get nothing, which is weird. Which even him questioned himself.
Mm-hmm.
So something. I don't know. His power is more confusing than Sasuke. Sasuke is more straightforward because we've been dealing with this as pain, but Naruto is a little bit new.
yeah.
So
Well, it's more of an increase, really, but I'll talk about that later.
I have to wonder if there's different forms of Rinnegans. Well, we'll cover that one later.
yeah, let's go.
All right, so he throws this ability at Madara, who's basically it's the Frieza battle with Goku all over again, where he's like blast him. He uses the Spirit Bomb. You know, you remember that he uses the giant Spirit Bomb, and Frieza's like holding it back, and he can't.
Dragon Ball yet?
What?
I haven't gone to that part of Dragon Ball yet.
Well, spoiler alert.
Alright, fair enough.
Hey! I'm sorry. The series has been out for over 20 years. That's your fault.
Yeah, I've been meaning to read them, but I've only gone up to like 140 chapters.
All right, so he throws this lava roasted shuriken, and it cuts the damn tree down. Apparently now Naruto is a lumberjack.
I did not expect that to happen. I did not expect it to happen.
He's a lumberjack and he's okay.
One person pointed out, and I actually thought of that in my head, but I'm surprised they didn't do that. I guess they wanted to make it the tree so still that it's still burning up and it doesn't make a movement. Because in reality speaking, once the tree got cut, it should fall down. And then falling down, if Madara was like between the trees, he should just get crushed like some Looney Tune goofy moments. Like,
Timber!
I mean, like, like when it got cut in half, it just falls down, right back down. Basically, the tree got shorter. It won't timber. It just got shorter, so it just go back where it connected at.
I love Madara. I
That-
love Madara's face here though. He's like fucked up. It's like, man, I just had sex for 16 hours.
yeah. He was like, did I just got my ass kicked?
The hell did I just get laid? He can't even feel his ass anymore after that one.
Yeah. He's like, hey, the tree. He went.
So we got Kakashi now, and he's like, he cut the tree down, which is weird for Kakashi just to like say this out of nowhere. I don't know
Well,
why.
when you think about it, no, actually, yeah.
He cut the tree. No shit.
Well, I'll be damned.
then the tree. Absorb me.
Yeah.
We basically get Little Shop of Horrors here. Feed me.
Well, I feel like it talks like if I think I don't think it talks like a struggling voice. I think it talks like, come to me, you want more power, dude.
Play with us.
In other words, if to me it seems very bait. Like, yeah.
I want the anime to just have a sexy girl voice to
If
the
it's-
tree.
It's funny.
Absorb me.
I think it's going to be a more wiser or elder voice because
If it's a
they figured out that it's probably Kagura's voice.
I want to
that's the-
be inside of you.
it's funny because the manga is, no voice. So it's like, if we hear a guy, we're going to assume his Hakumo brother. But if it's a girl, then of course, Kaguya.
And as you mentioned in the forum for life, so the tree does have somewhat of a conscious. It's not just a rabbit bee, so it has some kind of identity. But it's very,
yeah.
it's kind of like what do I want to say? Like fourth grade intelligence. It's like it only speaks in short sentences and it's very brief.
But it said a third person, the Jubi part. So I'm assuming it's a real person.
I think they guessed that it's Kagura.
Because let's remember Hakuromo left out two detail. The other one is not too important, but I guess it might be now. Two detail that's important. One is Kaguya's death. How did she die? Where did she go? How did she just disappear from Earth?
Mm-hmm.
And two, Hakuromo's brother. What happened to his brother?
We'll probably find out when we get to the Uzumaki.
Probably, but my point is, if Kishimoto is going to reveal a person behind the whole tree, if you go Kaguya, then you have, I don't know, if somehow Hakurama will come back in somebody's mind, Naruto mainly, just say like, oh, so then it's like, wait, you never disappear. It's like I was always trapped inside the tree because I tried to do the whole, the whole renew fruit, but now here I am doing it this time once and for all. And then you got Hakurama brother. It's like, wow, you're his brother. It's like that. It's like, yeah, but this world is already a piece of shit. So I'm just gonna do the best what I can that my brother even failed with his two sons, something like that. So
There are some theories that Kagura's was that demon seal that used to seal the Hokages.
You know what's also funny? I didn't even know that maybe that's why Madara did it so. That could be wrong, but maybe that's the reason why Madara did it so easy to become a Jinchuriki. That tree was still sticking out, so it's like, oh, you all have struggle.
So you're kind of saying the body was the body, but the mind was still inside the tree somehow.
Yes, that's what I guess what I'm saying. And also just maybe because maybe the one that was talking as Obito was probably that person that's trying to wake up, but then he or she lost, and then Obito become the Jinchuriki completely.
Yeah, because of his love for Rin that kept that over that.
Yeah, but that person that was Obito in a way, we kind of don't know if it's really Juby or it's actually another person behind it. I mean, it was like the whole thing with Obito remind me that Blaze Blue, whatever
Blaze
you want to
Blue.
call it. Yeah, that one guy who basically covered nothing but that experiment, and he could only talk like gibberish. But yeah, he could only talk gibberish. It's kind of remind me of that whole story with the whole Obito talking so oddly weird at the first time he became a Jinchuken. So I mean, when you look back, that Obito was more dangerous than a controlled mental Obito, because that Obito was going for headshots, shooting beams left, right, up, down. So, I feel
Harakune.
like, yeah, I feel like if he could control again, I feel like Madara would be more dangerous than he is now, possibly. Because he was killing all the Hokages in an instant. He did not struggle
Well,
with them.
he's fully healed now. If he didn't heal himself, he would have died. That's for sure. Guy did such a number on him that,
Yeah, but I feel like. Well, actually, we keep going with this discussion. We gotta end this shaft of discussion so I could just explain.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, this tree is more or less talking to Madara, saying, absorb me, take me into your body, and I will basically, well, not exactly what it says, but just like we'll heal you. You got Gar. He's like, did Naruto do it? A lot of these
It remind me of, I don't know why. Wait, what do you mean? Gas?
like well, no. There always one thing that I always find funny about, whether it's Dragon Ball or Naruto or even Bleach, there's always these moments where the characters like like these dynamic gasping.
Like the exclamation marks.
They sometimes do that in comic books as well, though.
It traces all the way back to Speed Racer. I will win this race because I'm the best racer of all, and there's nothing you can say about it because I am the best racer, and you will not beat me. Ha ha! Oh!
I feel like,
talk really fast back in the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
With bad
It felt like it felt like Speed Racer was like a first definition of straight off from panel to panel of a manga. Because when the anime they would go on their own tangent and they would just go their own ways. Be animated. Don't how they say animate the scene. They might take it too literal to the point that every panel has its own scene. So it felt like Speed Racer, every scene is a manga panel of its own. It's like, because the manga panel emphasis so much with that, so might as well do that too. Instead of just go with the flow, ooh, what the, like that.
That would save on animation costs. If we're saving on anime costs, we can make more episodes because that's how you save on anime costs. Because saving on anime costs and anime is so expensive. Oh!
I'm amazed how you're able to do that. Not even I can speak that fast to make sense.
Lots and lots of practice. It's all on the tongue. Ladies.
I think I got this.
So we got Rock Lee. He's like, it's Guy Sensei. Guy Sensei's there too, and then you see Naruto hefting him and bringing him back. We then get the next scene of Madara jumping onto the tree and be basically absorbing it. And the tree just zoop, disappears. He's David Blaine. I shall make this tree disappear. So everyone's to say the tree disappear, and Rock Lee is so happy.
Yeah.
He's happy to have a crippled teacher.
Yeah.
He's happy to have a very burnt out teacher.
I'm still not entirely convinced that Guy is going to live. I still think he's going to die for some reason.
By the way, I just want to say one thing. You're cool, Dad. I think it could go both ways. I think it could, if you want him to die that badly, which what's wrong with you guys? If you really,
Naruto said he's not gonna die. He says it right here in panel. He's not gonna die.
as long as you protect him, unless Madara just threw a tiny spitball and there you go, he's dying. Oops. I guess you two can really catch up to speed like I do. You guys
He's
suck.
not gonna
I'm
die,
gonna fight
but
back.
he's definitely gonna be feeling it in the morning.
Yeah. I think okay, if you could manage to keep him crippled, I guess you could. I guess I don't know if how much kind of Naruto, how much Kishimoto cares, but you could just write the aftermath of this and just have Guy like, well, he can't really fight anymore, but he's gonna pass his youth to lead now, and
I,
all that nice
are you
stuff.
kidding?
I mean,
Are
huh?
you kidding? We're gonna see him like doing handstands, walking around the whole Konoha place with 1,000 laps, with a wheelchair hanging in midair.
He probably will do that too, and in a way, it probably good for the story's sake because it kind of just tells you like he's not gonna stop because of his leg is broken. He's
I am
he's
curious.
pushing forward. I guess that's like a good way to adjust in the theme. So I'm by for that.
I am a little curious. What if Guy says he wants to die for some reason?
I don't think they would go that dark, but
Wait. You want to go aliens on this one?
he said no.
Kill
He's just saying like
me!
I guess
Kill me!
Well, not in that kind of sense. I suppose in a more honourable kind of sense.
honorable, huh?
I
That's
don't know, or
my
more-
pain.
I don't know.
Says, be an angel, set me free. I guess that's what he's trying to say, like something that, like a pull the plug moment, which is kind of disturbing. No,
I
but,
know. I don't know.
Wait. I mean, maybe in a different manga, but I don't know about Naruto. At least for Kishimoto's sake.
But I think
Hey, very dark.
I think many people are going to be pissed off because apparently of all this hype about the 8 gates, still about someone surviving the 8 gates, given what we were told. But that,
Well,
At least
I
it's not like Choji surviving the third pill.
that's true.
Where Choji literally just willed himself not to die from it. Here, like, Naruto had to save Guy, so.
hmm
Yeah, I remember that arc having 2 people that's supposed to die. They broke free.
If I take this last pill,
Right.
it's only for emergencies because it will kill me. Gulp. Hey, I'm fine.
Yeah. It's like, well, we're in medical treatment. He's like, hey, okay. He's like, well, you should never did that whole pill thing. Will kill you, shouldn't you?
Just give him a glass of Louise and a glass of orange juice. He'll be fine.
would completely kill someone, given the fact that it seems to be that technique has been used before. I think it's more of like a 50-50 on dying or something like that, or high chance.
Well, I just find it funny how like many people die from natural disasters or natural cause. Like Neji got stabbed by Jubi. Jiraiya just got stabbed and they get murderized horribly. Asuma just gets stabbed indirectly, but somehow directly at the same time, and so on and so on. But when it comes to a toll, they don't die. It's like, if you're gonna do this, you will die.
The things are supposed to
guess
kill
they're
him
not.
doesn't.
Yeah, the only time that actually made him at work was whole Nagato. Obito could still die, but it's not happening yet.
Really, it seems stabbing is the most powerful way to kill someone.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like cutting a person's arm in every Bleach character they had to go through. It's like, my arm is cut. What do you know? I'm not sure anybody noticed, but all the characters' arms gets cut at least once.
Yeah.
It's like, my arm, and then another character, my arm, another character, my
And
arm.
Ichigo, head injury. He has had every head injury you could think of, and yet he's not brain dead. There's no concussion results. He's fine.
I remember some people. I know people complain about Guy not dying and saying that characters in Naruto don't die and that, but they have actually died. In fact, I think there have been more named good guy characters to have died in Naruto than in both Bleach and One Piece combined, besides flashbacks.
The funny thing is, when you say combined, that's Oddly true.
All powers combined.
You know, you when you say combined, it has to be a huge number. But for One Piece, it's like you only got two.
And
Technically, you only got two.
That
Bleach, I think you got two again. With one character being super forgettable that I forgot he existed, and the other one is the sad one.
Bleach.
Yeah.
Bleach, where death is an upgrade. Attack on Titan, where everybody wears a red shirt.
Yeah, pretty much Attack of the Titans. I think Attack of the Titans. I don't really read it, but I heard that characters die every so often.
Actually, I have to change my mind. There was 3 deaths in Bleach. Sorry, 3.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. One death is mean in order to pass down the torch, like literally pass down the torch. A lot of people still don't understand why it has to be done, but oh well.
out with the old, in with the new, as they say.
Yeah, but geez, you need to do that to that one person who finally starts to fight and then it finally just die. I was like,
talking
oh,
about Neji?
no, I'm not talking about Ninja. I'm talking about Bleach right now. I'm talking
Okay.
I'm talking about you know, well, I don't even know if I should even talk about it to spoil it to the extent. But...
Hey, it's better than Attack on Titan, man. Attack on Titan, they just get out of boob kick. All right, kicks up, go, eaten.
Put it this way, and yeah, Attack on Titan. I don't know. A lot of people do die. We just witnessed.
That's an understatement.
I'll be
We
honest.
barely know the characters for 5 minutes before they get eaten or killed in some way. It's just...
Yes. Nice to meet you. We're the greatest team. Look at my gimmick. This is a good gimmick, right? You like this gimmick? That's great, because I'm going to die in 5.
Hi, I'm Tsukito Soma. Don't bother remembering the name. I won't be around for 2 months longer.
Like I said, every character has its unique charm. But guess what? I'm going to die in 4, 3. It's like...
Okay, even though Mr. Kishi sometimes has named characters that are just there just for the sake of dying, like that Cloud Ninja that blew up from the swordsman battle called Takagi, but even...
Wait, what?
Okay, wait, where was I going with this? Oh, wait, hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
Even though it seems Attack on Titan kills a lot of more named characters...
Well, to be fair, many of the named characters in Attack on Titan don't last very long. To the point they're like a very old Tom Clancy video game. What I mean is, you could name all these Ghost Recon members, but if they die, well, you could get a new one, and that's it. So in other words, they're replaceable. I guess I try to want to say there are named characters that last for a while, and they do die at a certain point, but you know. When it comes to so many characters dies, well, it's mainly the one that's just like introduced in the first part and die in the next part, rather than introduce the first part, give it 4 arcs in, then he dies. Or she.
Yeah, I think Mr. Kishi has done that to some extent in the war when it came to those medic ninjas and some of those 3rd Division members when they were battling the swordsman.
The swordsman? Are you talking about the war arc?
Yeah.
What about it?
Well, you remember in the 3rd Division, when the 3rd Division was battling the swordsman and Gekkei Genkai ninjas, this big cloud ninja got exploded by that stone ninja that was resurrected.
Stone ninja.
You know the one that had the same explosion Gekkei Genkai Dedra had.
The mummy guy.
No, you had spiky hair.
Wait. I thought we were talking about named characters getting killed off.
Yeah, but I was referring.
Those are just like normal soldiers. Which
that
means that too. I mean, they do die. Yes, that's another funny thing. In One Piece, none of them die. It's like, man, you sure going for this war, but you sure come out
And
easy.
in Gurren Lagann, they piss you off by killing off the best characters in the show.
It's like, yes, we got like a lot of strange characters designed by default, but a cool one, he's dead.
Well, except only no-named characters die, which...
Okay, I'll say this. Naruto do have a lot of key deaths overall, with flashback included, with no name or just normal soldier included, and name character, important characters or the character that's been there for a long time. One Piece, they managed to kill two big characters. Bleach killed one big character, one minor character, and one forgettable character that I really don't remember that guy until I saw him. And like I said, put Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan, they have a lot of depth. It does. It really does have a lot of depth. You want to call overall now. So yeah,
Everyone dies, no exceptions.
Yeah, if you want big depth, big name depth, maybe one. I don't know. I don't want to try not to spoil, but yeah. But yeah. Well, I guess we'll go with that. I don't remember if anyone died in Fairy Tail. And future arcs don't count. Like the future prediction don't count. Nope.
But I thought it was funny that Attack on Titan has more death than High School of the Dead.
Yes, and they have all zombies.
Yeah.
It's like how the hell you manage to get such a low death rate? I mean, the only one that died was that very first episode, if I recall.
Attack on Titan characters are looking at the High School of the Dead characters and go, man, you guys got it good.
I still like that post. He's like, man, I want to live in Konoha. And then the Bleach fan, man, I'm not Bleach fan, One Piece fan. Was it One Piece fan? I think it was. No, Fairy Tail. I was like, yeah, I want to be in a Fairy Tail guild. And then you just see the Attack on Titan world with all the Titans just destroying everything. Yeah, I'm good living in my world. But yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't want to live in your world. I'm good. So, yeah, it's Kishi's killed many people. Though it could be negated if the whole, wow, you just revived all 4,000 soldiers. Thank you, Madara. You're welcome.
60,000 by now.
Okay, you revive all 60,000 ninjas. Neji, that guy that guy got stitched up by the other swordsman, that guy who got sliced by Zabuza, and all the other rest. Thank you, Madara. You saved everyone. It's my pleasure. And you even brought back Hokages in their normal form. Look, Minato has no arms still, but that's okay. He's alive. Thank you, Madara. It's all pleasure.
He's harmless, armless.
And look what I got, special surprise. Jiraiya, innocent, you're alive. Yeah, it's like a total cop-out, beyond cop-out. So,
Hey, you remember that pony you wanted for your birthday? Here it is.
I think in Bleach World, it doesn't help that you actually have one character that literally could revive you from ashes. So I guess that's why the death toll was never get too high. It's like, oh, I can revive him. There's only a finger left, but I can revive him.
Yeah.
So One Piece don't believe in death. Apparently, believe fate of losing worse than death. Bullcrap. I mean, I don't mind too much, but there's a lot of characters that needs to die and they don't die.
So that's how the thing was created in Anna's family. Yeah, I used to be part of the Naruto universe.
Well, I would say at least that flashback is the redeemable part, but that's it.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think we should.
is,
I think we need to move on.
Yeah, we do, guys. Because people want guy to die apparently.
Yeah.
I already said it before. I don't care. You could bring up bullshit excuse. I don't want guy to die. I don't care. I'm all favor for Asco for this case. I don't give a crap.
Well, Naruto says he's not going to die, so I don't think he is.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm not being hypocrite. I'm saying otherwise.
I'm curious because apparently 2 characters are supposed to die. And I'm not.
But we have too many characters die. We just have 2 dads die. We just have Neji die, a young, same age as the other Rez die. Come on. Isn't that enough death?
I don't know. I think many people are trying to hope. I don't know. Maybe people are wanting Naruto to be more darker. Who knows?
Yeah, but it's already dark for a shonen world that's not Death Note level. So come on.
Come on, let's be honest about this. Come on, let's be actually honest about this. People don't want any of these characters to die. You know why? Because they complain that they want them to die, and then when they do die, they complain that they died.
Like the way they die in an orderly fashion.
God, I remember so many people on the forum. We want someone important to die, someone who actually means something to Naruto to die. We want someone that important to die. Oh, Kishi's like, all right, so I'll kill off Neji. Why? Why did you kill off Neji?
Probably because
That's what you
615
wanted.
Well, at least kill. I don't know. Don't kill
Why couldn't
Neji.
you kill off someone less important? I could have killed off Hinata. No!
Alright, if I say kill Sai, well, we're all well, Sasuke. We have open arms for you. There's room for one. Then I'll be like, shit. So, yeah, I guess I'm gonna set barrel of who to kill with a meaningful death. And Neji happens to be one. I mean, I'm pretty sure Kishi don't want to touch Team 10 in terms of getting killed off.
Neji was in like the perfect position to die. His death made a great enough impact to the story. It's not like you kill 10-10 off and all of a sudden Naruto's gonna be like, I lost my greatest friend in the world.
Exactly. I mean, it makes sense. I know it's a little bit rushed, but it makes sense for having Neji to die and have Naruto be this way because he did fight him one-on-one and did change him as well. So, you know, it sucks to have a guy who you converted into a good guy only to die by another bad guy.
Yeah.
So I found it suitable. If he did it to Shino, I'd be like, what are you again? Oh, I remember your name forever. Bye.
Yeah.
I know. It's Shino. Whatever. Ugh.
Yeah, and what's the point of killing 10-10 off? Yeah, that's the only one good thing about 10-10. I'm so unimportant, I'm immune to death. Why would you kill me off? It would solve nothing. It would change nothing. People are like, what?
Well, I am curious. Besides Obito and Madara, who else do you think is going to die? If there are any more deaths.
Oh, please, Sasuke. Just kill his ass.
I feel like if things gets worse, I can't help but feel like Kabuto is gonna die here. I don't know why.
Please, I don't even care if you make Karen pregnant, where she raped Sasuke while he was asleep one night and she's pregnant with his child. I don't even care if you do that. Just fucking kill him.
But I don't know. I feel like Kabuto might die here if things gets worse, which I believe it will. But
I don't think Kabuto will die given the orphanage thing.
I don't think he's gonna come back. I think he's gonna hope for that. Well, I mean, like if those guys the one you talk about, the orphanage, like I could just picture one more scene with that same guy again, but in the battlefield instead, because everybody's in a battlefield, every single one of them.
Kabuto is going to be running the orphanage in Konoha for all the children that lost their
Yeah,
fathers.
I don't think he could do that.
He's fine
Like,
to live
so-
outside of Konoha for all the children that lost their fathers in this war.
I mean, come on, just imagine. Hey kids, look, it's Mr. Snaky. And it just comes from his belly. Ah.
I'm Nanny McKabuto. The more
Yeah.
well-behaved you are, the prettier I look.
I'm pretty sure I understand that Kishi wants I'm pretty sure I understand that Kabuto want to be redeemed, but it's kind of like one of those moments. It's like, yeah, it's nice that you redeem, but I think you there will be a limit, and then you will end up in this brick wall. So yeah, it's coming. Just give it a time. You know, it's kind of like saying Obito could come back and he actually could be Hokage. In this world, no, not anymore. I mean, as much as I'm just saying, point is, things that they want to redeem, they could only go as far as they can, rather than they can actually hit that destination they once dreamed of. That's what I'm trying to say. For bad guys' wise, at least.
All right, whatever.
Well, we'll see.
I'm sorry. I still think it's bullshit that like we're supposed to forgive Sasuke for everything that he's done and all this other bullshit, but everyone else, fuck you. If you're a bad guy, you're either gonna die or gonna go to jail. Sasuke, no, he gets to wander free all he wants.
Oh, well, given what we're gonna get to see later on with Sakura, this might include that Sasuke will not be as forgiven as easily.
No, I think he should. I think it should be like, you can say thank you for one moment, but never erase them all. When erase them, you gotta balance them.
This is why I want Sasuke to have a Darth Vader death, because it's it makes so much more sense. He gets the punishment he deserves, but at the same time, Naruto still saves him.
Yeah, you could do that. You can make it. You can stop the reincarnation by having Sasuke converted, and then that new if the reincarnation still happens, it'd be converted because of Naruto did what he had to do. So things would change path. Madara died without changing path. Madara died as what Inda would still be like today.
Yeah.
So yeah, Darth Vader path would be a good ending too. But I'm not a writer, so
So,
you
anyway,
know.
so we got Naruto looking at the symbol on his hand. He's like, I'm not really sure what I'm doing,
I feel like I have the
but I feel like
power.
I could do anything. By the power of...
I think we skipped something. Did we skip
Yeah.
something? Yeah, we skipped this guy. Sasuke.
Well, no, we didn't skip him yet, because we got Naruto looking at his hand. And he's like, I don't know why, but I feel like I have the power to do anything, which he probably does now.
Well, he has the power to do with the tailed beasts, at least.
Yeah. So now we bat transition over to Sasuke.
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the field, we got Sasuke pulling the stakes out of Tobirama. He's like, "Wait a minute, you could touch that? You could touch that shit?"
Oh, okay, I get it.
And okay. And another dirty joke here: the fact he's able to touch Madara's stick.
Oh yeah.
Giggity!
But
Means that something must have happened when he was about to die.
in a way, when you see Sasuke remove the stake, you should know right away what he has. I think it should not be a brainer. I don't even think Kishimoto was trying to even hide it.
Context.
I mean, when you think,
Context again.
I mean, even when you think about it, when Sasuke arrived, which I'm kind of jumping a little bit, when Sasuke arrived, it's like we had to wait till it zoom in to get the idea he's changed. I was like, oh yeah, he changed.
Yeah,
You know?
this is like, oh man, this is Kishi's like, we're purposely seeing the back of Sasuke's head.
Yeah. I mean, we all got the idea. Once he pulled the sticks.
Yeah, I don't like it, but
Were you against that? The whole Rinnegan? Because
Yeah, he was against the Rinnegan. But
I really saw that coming. I'm so glad Naruto didn't get it, because that was
I saw it coming, but I didn't want it to happen because it's like the Rinnegan is just so done to fucking death.
Well, yeah. I guess that's why I'm not too amused to see it, but more amused to see what the hell
Oh
Naruto
my god,
has.
Sasuke got the Rinnegan!
But-
Sasuke got the Rinnegan. Whoa.
But look on the bright side, James. At least he only got one, and it's a different pattern at least.
And look at the bright side too. Look at this way. I still don't understand why people got the wrong idea with the prediction. Look, the prediction with the toe said is still happening. And guess what? Sasuke has the powerful eye. You know what that means? This prediction goes to Sasuke. Completely. 100%.
Didn't we joke about this with the whole vagueness of predictions?
Yeah, we did. But my point is, people are asking, are we going to see Naruto versus Sasuke fight? Because I don't know if that's going to happen. Like, he has a powerful eye. The prediction told said Naruto's going to fight that powerful evil eye. You know what that means? Sasuke has it. You know what that means?
You are going to find an opponent that may or may not be a man with a special eye that kind of looks kind of freaky, or maybe not. Well, that's vaguely specific.
Way too fake. But,
Did you tell me anything else about him? Well, he's relatively has height.
he's a person. That's it.
You just tell me he's human? He is human. All right, so we're getting somewhere.
But yeah, pretty much with that power, this pretty much tells you, yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy Naruto's fighting. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
No second question. That's
Naruto,
it.
you're about to fight a great opponent with special eyes. Yeah, that's like the last 5 opponents I fought so far.
And I managed to own single one of them, except for the last one
no, seriously though, but that prediction Could have been either three of them. It really could have. It's that vague.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you know, to be honest, I bet you Kishimoto wants us to not know, or like make us like, oh, that's this guy all the time. But then now we're in this chapter, and then you see Sasuke is like, okay, he's him. That's him. They're gonna fight.
Great. We're getting an M. Night Shyamalan ending with Naruto. We have fought on the battlefield together, and we fight Naruto. Now we must fight each other. What a twist! No.
You saw it coming though. That's not like, oh, what the hell this came from?
Yeah. Anyway, so Tobirama stands up and is like, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh,
I can see it in your eyes.
Any
Anyway.
other questions?
Yeah, so basically Sasuke, there's like a panel missing again where basically Sasuke asks,
Can you take me to my home, please? No.
where Sasuke asks Tobirama, can you
teleport us to the battlefield?
yeah.
To Madara is.
Yes, and Tobirama was like, yes, I linked it to the forest markings. However, unfortunately, with my current power, I can only send one person. How convenient!
I was about to say that.
Well,
But,
that's usually how the plot goes.
but you
usually
know,
one person.
yeah, I know, but you know, it's funny because. Actually, I should not even talk about this. I'll just leave it to myself. But let me just say this: when Sasuke was teleported there, I feel like Tobirama next door would be like, "Huh, I should have told him to pull the bras from Hashirama as well." You know, it would have benefited something. Like, hey, Hashirama, remember me? You gave me that gesture that failed. Yeah, let me just pull the rod and try to be useful again.
And what the fuck did Hashirama give Sasuke? We don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
It got him a Rinnegan.
Could have sworn it has to do with disabling the Seigetsu, the Senjutsu from that body of Hashirama.
Well, whatever.
It's something like that. Like I said, he could have that Vegeta role, like one little misstep, and the hero could actually overcome the villain in one go. Like, you know, Vegeta just hit Cell with a strong attack. He got disturbed. His energy, his ki blast was wavering. So now,
Ki blast.
You know what I mean. His Kamehameha was like getting smaller because he got disturbed by Vegeta, and then Gohan got the opportunity to strike back, and bam, he won. That's how I see Naruto and Sasuke in this show. Like, Sasuke would just deactivate the Sage, and then Naruto would just end it.
So we cut to Madara again. He's like, I see the holy tree itself. The time has become one. The time to become one has come.
So wonder that means he's gonna skip trying to get the Yin Karma and his other Rinnegan and just go with what Obito did and just try to get the Iron Moon plan done as soon as possible.
Seems like it.
So given what he said, do you think that's possible that Madara will just try to do the illusion and forget about the Yin Kurama and his other Rinnegan?
I feel like he wants to beat these guys first.
Yeah.
And maybe
he wants to show that his power is absolute or something.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't got the absolute power. It's funny because nobody has so far. Obito didn't have absolute. He was missing one eye. Well, not missing, but he was missing the other Rinnegan.
And two Stone Beasts.
Yeah, and now Madara is missing the other eye.
And half a beast.
Well, yeah, it depends if they really matter too much, but it will benefit something. But either way, yeah, they're pretty much missing the perfect thing, because I guess Kishimoto don't want to make it too perfect to the point that we all going to be scratching our head and say, this is bullshit. This is not possible. I don't want this. No. Well, you can't beat a god.
I'm sorry, but I think we've crossed that point of no return with people doing that, because that's basically half the members now.
Well, yeah, but they're doing it in the wrong time. They're not doing it in the proper time. Not yet. I don't even understand.
I don't understand either. That's why I do these podcasts.
Yeah, but the time is not right with the whole, bragging rights crap. But yeah.
Yeah. So we get the next panel, and it's basically okay. This panel's a little bit weird because it's basically it looks like Kaguya with the two eyes and the eye in the center of the forehead, but the way it looks set up is it's actually Madara, not Kaguya, who has this now unlocked. Probably, possibly, we don't know quite yet that he unlocked the third eye that Kaguya had. What's even more interesting is how this might be Madara because if you look in the left eye, it has a tear duct, but if you look in the right eye, there's nothing. Probably to indicate that he only has one eye, maybe.
Maybe. I think he's just given the idea that if he's this close to become a new gun, and he will have all that kind of specialties, a middle eye, two eyes, and I don't know, something like that. Who knows?
Eye to eye, set myself in motion. If we listen, no, I don't know. If we listen to each other's hearts, a goofy movie. So now we got. Okay, so this next panel with Gaara is actually pretty funny, but we got Naruto. So Naruto's like big eyebrows and Gaara protect Guy Sensei. I gotta go wreck some shit.
That's what he said.
No, but I'm paraphrasing.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah,
I gotta
yeah,
go
yeah.
kick some Uchiha ass.
Ooh, ah.
And then we got Gar, who's like, when you become Hokage, let's be allies. Well, aren't you already allies? Well, but if you read the other translation, he's basically saying, actually, let's go get a drink after this. What do you say? First round's on me.
The funny thing is, there's no raw for that yet. Maybe that's the one thing people were waiting for. Besides,
please make him say it. I buy the drinks. Seriously, make him say that because I will be laughing. It'd be the Mass Effect ending. It's like
oh God.
It's like Shepard talking to
Garrus.
Yeah, Garrus is like, when this is all over, we're gonna be sitting on a beach drinking mojitos together. I'm buying, and I'm like, deal. This is basically what Gar's doing. Hey Naruto, when this shit's done, I'm buying us a drink. First round's on me.
Just, I think there's a sort of Japanese cultural reference between Gaara and Naruto when they did that bit. Because I remember.
Is that the real translation? Because we haven't got one yet.
I don't know, but I think there's some sort of cultural thing to that. I remember some blogs about it.
But you gotta remember, manga stream is like hit and hot and crowd. For what I know, they probably say let's just have a handshake. I don't know. But my point is, they could just make it into something that's like same meaning, but it's just such an odd way to say it. But the idea is that we all in a new generation. We all this this whole new stuff, this whole style. So saying like I'll buy you a drink, it's pretty much saying like we're cool now.
Symbol of friendship I remember now. I think it's something to do with a symbol of friendship or brotherhood. That's what they did with One Piece.
Okay.
With Luffy and Ace.
I'm gonna break down the translations. 4Kids translation. When you become Hokage, let's be allies. Okay. The more adult version of Naruto. When this is all over, we're getting drinks. First round's on me. Deal. The very adult version of this thing. When this is all over, fuck me. Fuck me hard. Okay?
Right. Sorry, I'm just a bit more. Sorry, I just tend to be a bit more respectful. I try to be a bit more respectful to Japanese culture.
Well,
hey. I'm trying to be respectful too. I'm making fun of the people that are so crazy out there and reading this manga wrong.
Ah, fair enough.
I'm pointing at the people who think they know what the Japanese culture is, and it's just like, oh, this is what he really said. No.
Sure. Fair enough.
This is the Naruto Gaara fanboys.
Yeah.
Let's fuck after this. All right.
You know, I think there's a bunch of Sakuga and Naru fans on Tumblr.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
Anyone with Sai, really. He's more asexual than Sasuke.
Anyway, Sakura's the queen
Wait,
of
wait,
shit.
wait, wait!
If you ask.
Don't go to that part. I just want to say one last thing. If if the translation was right about the drinks on me and they actually do it, it's like I would just say like, well, so much for Naruto listening to his mom, huh?
Oh, come on. After the shit he's been through, he deserves a drink.
Yeah, but he want to be a mama's boy, don't you? And then I could bet you from our own people would just start off saying, he drunk, he just drank something. That means he's not gonna listen about find your own mother like me. I find your own girlfriend like your mother or something like that. Whatever how it goes. No, NaruSaku's dead. NaruSaku's dead. I bet you that's gonna happen if that really goes through.
Oh, please.
I bet you. Mark my word.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yes.
it's moments like that I just want to like start my own fan club and like, okay, if you're a real Naruto fan, regardless if you're a Narasaku or Narahina fan, come here, okay? We're not gonna judge you for your parent. We're just going to sit here and be like, we are the reasonable Naruto fandom. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk about what's reasonable and not just fly off the handle or assume something that isn't.
Mm-hmm.
That works.
Uh, like Naruto would never do anything rebellious against his mother.
No, I think Naruto respects his parents so much, and I think Japanese culture implies that kids are usually respectful to their parents. I believe.
Okay, but
I don't know.
Naruto's pretty unusual.
Yeah.
Kishimoto even had a scene where, like, didn't he also draw that funny picture of, like, Naruto, like, ducking out the window with toast in his mouth, and his mother's, like, screaming, like, get back here!
Oh, yeah. I think they even did that scene in the Road to Ninja movie.
You get back here and finish your breakfast, young man! Oh, I'm out of here.
Oh, Mr. Kishi's a family man.
So, but I think he also knows that kids can be rebellious from time to time.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, they listen to their parents, but at the same time, there are some things they'll actually be rebellious about, so it's fine. Kids are kids. Anyway, so Naruto goes zooming off like Superman. And Kakashi has has like this shock and awe moment. It's like, oh, Naruto, dot 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 dot. Obito, you dot 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 dot. And then we have Obito panting heavy, which I'm surprised he's not dead yet. So good job for hanging in there.
Yeah. And what happened, what the conversation Sakura and Obito has does intrigue me, but I think you've got to get to it.
Before we get to that, I gotta say, I'm actually happy they did an off panel, and they didn't have them to go back with go back with like Lee and Gaara. Like, hey, they were there. That kind of makes sense because Naruto went there and blah blah blah. In other words, it feels like Naruto just went back there by teleportation rather than went back there, run all the way to Guy, and then protect Guy.
And this might be a NaruSaku scene that happens.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, well, yeah, but let's get to the main part that everybody, what I like to call it my expectation moment more so than the fight. But yeah, let's get to that now.
So we got Sakura. She's standing in front of Obito and says, "You're an enemy. You wounded and killed many of my friends. I wouldn't want to say this, but just this one time, I'll make an exception. Thank you for saving Naruto."
Now, I quite like that bit because it shows just, people sometimes complain that villains get off easy, that people just forget about the things they do. But Sakura still remembers what Obito did. She acknowledges that he saved Naruto, but she's still not completely forgiven him for the crimes he has done.
Who would have?
True. I think What?
I'm just saying he killed millions and millions of of
Well,
people.
technically 10,000s of
I
people.
know. I was just.
Technically, he only killed 2 people. Everything else was complete indirect.
Oops, I didn't mean to kill ya. Sorry, that was not me.
No, come on. Okay, come on. If we're going to count, if we're gonna hand wave Sasuke's kill count, we're gonna hand wave Obito's kill count. It's
Yeah,
only
because,
to make it fair.
You mean with like how he killed that root bodyguard and
Yes.
Khan?
Yes.
And Khan.
Yes.
Yes.
Because apparently a lot of people likes to dismiss that poor man who's just have family, 2 kids, and all that other stuff dies, and nobody giving 2 shits about him. Yes, because that's how we all been reading. That's how we all treat jobbers, ninjas, whatever you want to call them.
As the Sasuke apologist would say, well, they're just red shirts, they don't count. They're no names.
Seriously, these people has family. These families, no matter what, a person's life is a person's life. If they die, they die, and that's a crime, first and foremost. So you can't just say like he didn't kill anybody. What about those guys? Who's those guys? Come on, you can't go that way. Then we can say that for a lot of people. Well, we can't say that for Obito. Why? He only killed Buddy.
You can't count those because they were evil to begin with. Well, in that case, what about all the people that were evil that Obito killed? This alliance, they hated each other. You understand that
Killings are pretty much a natural thing in this cursed world.
And technically, okay, we're gonna do this one because I'm gonna drive this home. If the tree does have a consciousness and purposely seeks out anybody with a chakra, then you cannot count those as Obito's body count because you would have to blame the tree itself.
That's right. But anyway,
anyway, we're gonna go deeper with this, man. I'm gonna drive this as far as I can just to make people see something. Well, what about the white Zetsus that Obito put in the war? Okay, well, guess what? That whole plan was Madara's to begin with. So, actuality, Obito's body count is Madara's body count because he's the one that set this all up. He's the one that made the clones. He was the one that got the Gedo Mazo. He was the one that set everything up in motion. Obito didn't start this. In fact, if Madara wasn't around, Obito probably wouldn't be,
Yeah.
Evil.
He probably would not be evil. He'd probably be more of an anti-hero, but because Madara, like, promised him all this stuff, like, oh, well, this is like a small sacrifice to get what you want. Yeah.
Pretty much fill this head with nonsense. That does tend to influence you if you've been in isolation for who knows how long. Probably about a few months. Maybe a year.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that Obito is a good guy. I'm not saying this excuses everything that he's done. I'm just saying that if you're gonna hand wave Sasuke's shit, or any other bad guy shit for that matter, you're gonna have to wave Obito's. You can't hold it all against him if you're gonna wave everyone else's away.
Just because you were disappointed that he turned out to be Obito in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, at least Obito's redemption is warranted. You know? At least he can have a redemption. Sasuke, no. Because everyone always says, oh, he's not really a bad guy. He's not really this. Okay, well then there is no redemption for Sasuke because there's no such thing as redemption for somebody who hasn't crossed that line. You can't redeem somebody who straddles a line. That's not how it works.
Exactly.
The only thing, instead, you have to use the word salvation.
Yeah.
Sasuke's salvation. Naruto is trying to save Sasuke from the dark path. Salvation, not redemption. And I will drive this point home until the very end of this manga. I will drive it home if I have to, and I will beat every single NaruSaku fan who disagrees with me if I have to. I will beat this point into you until you finally get it. Because I'm
Was that
so sick of
Sasuke?
Sasuke apologists coming up to me and says, "Well, you just don't understand." You're right. I don't understand. I don't understand how you could sit here and curse somebody else out for all the problems that they do, but Sasuke, oh well, you have to understand. Oh, you just yeah, you have to look at the situation. Oh, you have to understand he's a victim of circumstance. No, Sasuke is not a victim of circumstance. If it was just about the massacre, yes, he was a victim of circumstance. If it was everything past the point of the massacre, no, it's self-inflicted grievances. He did it to himself. And Sasuke had the opportunity for a perfect life living in Konoha without war, without worrying about anything. All he had to do was stay in the village and find his own way and being that good person that he should have stayed in part one as everybody wanted him to be. But no, what did he do? I want revenge. I don't give a shit about everything else, and then just leaves.
You know, it's funny. People say that when it comes to the whole destiny and fate stuff, that these things are always going to happen, when truthfully, it tends to happen for the choices people make.
Yeah, and didn't Naruto like give the middle finger to Neji about the whole destiny and fate thing? Didn't he kind of say that people who use the word destiny and fate are kind of people that are like given up on
Yeah.
like making differences in their lives? Didn't he
Yeah,
basically say something like that to Neji?
that's what he basically said. That's
Pretty
what
much fans have pretty much misinterpreted that I think fans have misinterpreted it for so long because they keep complaining about oh no, Naruto's this child of prophecy. He has these parents that are like amazing and blah blah blah. They still complain about that
You don't give a
stuff.
shit about that.
Yeah.
Naruto could have cared less if he was the reincarnation of Ashura or not. He didn't care.
He didn't
Yeah.
see. He didn't see Joy. He didn't go like, yeah, I'm the prophecy. Yes, yes, yes. He didn't go anything like that.
You know what happens, and I suppose you could compare Naruto, what happened, the life Naruto has lived, is kind of and what ninjas live is sort of similar to how we go from education. There's parts in our life that are going to happen, like going to school, going to college or university, but we can only get there through the hard work we do.
And
Does that make sense?
yeah. And it's even more disturbing. It's even more idiotic when I get people on the forums or anywhere else for that matter. That's just because I'm talking because I'll bring going back to Sakura here on what her importance is to the story. She's gonna play a big importance between the Naruto and Sasuke fight. I know that she is because she's been in the middle of that the whole entire time since the beginning. And I get people like, well, no, because the Naruto and Sasuke fight is because they're brothers and they're the reincarnation of the brothers. No, this fight has been destined even before that information was revealed.
Yeah.
It's been a set destination since the beginning of this manga. It's always been like that, and Sakura has always been in the middle of it.
Yeah.
You
I think a
know,
lot-
it has some plot points to the Jinchuriki plot line when it came to the Kazekage arc, and it was filled out in this arc when Naruto was, well, lost the beast.
Yeah. And we don't know what Obito and Sakura's gonna do here. So the next person that says that Sakura's role is unimportant or she doesn't do anything, well, guess what?
Speaking about that bit, Obito says he has one final request and she should consider him an enemy. Do you think this implies that Obito and Sakura could either, one, end up fighting as Black Siths and might regain control, two, Obito will ask Sakura to kill him and destroy his Rinnegan, or three, they talk about Naruto and Rin? Or do you think it's going to be four or three somehow put
I
together?
think it's gonna be all three somehow.
So,
Yeah.
I was about to say it could be all three somehow. Like I could see, look, people are wondering like what's gonna be, and I said like I kind of hinted just saying that you could have number two, which is kill him. Well, more so of killing Black Zetsu that will lead to killing the Rinnegan. That will also lead to killing Obito, and some people thought like it's like but I don't want Sakura to be I don't want Sakura to kill him. That'll be like the first kill ever. I'm like no. I never say she's gonna do it. And with that in mind, you could lead to to a lot of discussion talking, and that could lead to number 4 with the whole Rin thing, because to me, like I said, I don't think Sakura's gonna be like will do kills. that's not Sakura. That's never her idea. I mean,
Values human life.
she doesn't. Yeah, yeah. There you go. That's what he was saying to. That's what she was saying to Sasori when Sasori was slowly dying, and so pretty much Obito is gonna get a kind of taste of that if he asks her to kill him. So, yeah.
And Obito could always do the, you're not actually killing me. I'm already dead. I just want you to end my suffering once and for all.
Yeah, and he probably want to be like, I will teleport you back home. I just don't want to see Kakashi, Minato, or anyone to see me in this fallen state because it's best for me just to die right here as I belong. Stuff like that. Because,
I will not die a monster.
Because because when he was in the field, Kakashi was getting too sad. So it's like, oh, okay, I should not just kill myself because you got too sad. So let me not do it here. So now he's in the right place. Maybe that's a good time. That's a good spot to die, so nobody has to see him die in terms of his friends.
So basically, this is going to play. So we know that Sakura and Obito are probably going to play this important role of what they're going to do. Sakura, being the hero, might take pity on Obito in a way, not for the sake of an enemy, but it's a form of forgiveness. In a sense, because it's like he wants her to see her as an enemy, but to be a good person, you never see anyone as an enemy. You just see them as a lost soul, and that's what makes she see him. If she could end his, if she gets to the mindset that she's not really killing him, she's just ending a lifetime of pain that he's been going through this whole time and being this puppet, then maybe she could feel satisfaction in letting Obito find peace in the afterlife and not this world that he's in now. Because he's been nothing but a puppet.
Right. Well, I just feel like I don't think Sakura would go through it because she probably say like, I know you killed my friends and everything and like that, and normally people would ask, I want revenge. I want that bastard to die. But for me, I never see it that way. I'm speaking as Sakura, like would say, killing a person, what would that do? That it would just do nothing. It won't make Sakura happy. Like, yeah, I killed Obito. That's not gonna do anything different. His friend is.
Right. Continue.
No, I'm saying like all I'm saying is that if the request is to kill him, she won't go through it. And she would discuss why, and Obito probably be like, questioning like why won't you kill me or anything like that. Maybe from her he will get the idea that the whole future will actually be better off without going to the Genjutsu in the first place, because nobody's really a killer and nobody really has the same mindset, revenge and this and that, and what's right for people,
Although I wonder, if Black Zetsu gains control, she's going to have to defend herself, because that guy is pretty much a psychopath.
Yeah, Black Zetsu, and plus, Black Zetsu can't go back unless he could try to control Kamui. But if he can't, he might as well try to kill her and then pretty much die with Obito.
Mm-hmm.
And she has to somehow keep the Rinnegan away from Madara.
Yeah. Anyway. But I think she'll have no qualms in destroying the Black Zetsu. Given that's not technically a human, but he's technically
No. Hey, she could kill him. But the problem is, it's like I said, the problem is killing him will kill Obito. So it's like double kill. Real one fake.
I think she'll be more forced to kill. I think she'll be more forced to do it.
Oh, let's see. Should be interesting. It could go two routes. Many people would say access to kill him, or the other one would be access to remove the eye and give it to someone else. Oh, those are the two options.
I'm hoping for a fight, to be honest.
We'll see. Anything could happen. What Kishi did is a cliffhanger. It's something that could be interesting.
And if we do get a fight, are people still going to bitch?
I don't know. Personally, I don't really care how much a character fights.
As long as it's a big, good one.
It could be a big, good one. She could have one big, good one and a few small, minor ones for all I care. But I only really care for fighting as much is because just to shut up those who are whining about how she doesn't fight.
Seriously.
Just to shut them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I said in the post, I understand them getting upset that she didn't fight Chio or during the war, but now, really, Madara, it's Naruto and Sasuke's fight. It's always been their fight.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if she sort of did a medic support in that fight, but still, if it's possible that we're possibly getting a chance with Black Zetsu or Obito Zetsu thing, but who knows?
We can only hope.
Yeah.
If Black Zetsu could control Obito, like his body and everything at his will, I could see. I could see Black Zetsu do a surprise attack and do Kamui to go back home in order to give it to Madara. That could happen. Like, I just thought like something like Dragon Ball Z movie 13. It's like, kill that guy or that beast inside will be released. Took too long, so the beast released outside. So I picture Sakura don't want to do it, and then she finally came to conclusion that she has to do it. That Black Zetsu control Obito, and he's like, no, I will go back to Madara. And then he just go Kamui, and then he just went back home.
Well, then that leaves Sakura stuck in that dimension.
No, she would basically grab Obito, and then they will both go through.
All right, that's fair enough.
Obito has turned into the Batman Two-Face of this world. Flip a coin.
But
let's be curious if Sakura does end up fighting Black Zetsu, she's gonna end up fighting the last real Akatsuki member left. So it's not technically.
She already has a resume of beat one Akatsuki. Might as well go for a 2.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You can't say that with a straight face. I beat Akatsuki. Not everybody could do that. You only got Shikamaru, Sasuke, Naruto, Sakura.
I fought at Akatsuki, yeah, for 5 seconds.
Well, let's see. The only one from Naruto's eras to actually defeat an Akatsuki member are Naruto himself, Sasuke, Shikamaru, and Sakura.
Even Krillin recorded that.
And yeah, I guess if you want to call a team kill, you can say Obito to Conan. You kill your.
Oh no! I'm a team killing fucktard.
Technically, all the members of the Akatsuki have been defeated by a Leaf Ninja or a former Leaf Ninja, and with the exception of Sasori and Kizame, have all been killed by a Leaf Ninja.
Oh wait, Kasami, technically speaking, even though he killed himself, he was defeated by Guy. So there you go. That's another one for Guy.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much all the cool characters gets the win.
Oh yeah, I forgot Obito killed Conan.
Sasuke. Take that.
I forgot Obito killed Conan.
Yeah.
Well, how do you explain that one, James? Oh, well, easily. I'll just use the same excuse as you all use. It was self-defense, because obviously Conan attacked first. All he wanted was the eye, and she had to be a bitch.
Look, I'm not excusing Sasuke too, because like I said, an open arm easily from Konoha will be such a facepalm worthy I can't even comprehend.
I'm still facepalming at the Great Friends line from Naruto, but that's a different story altogether. So
still have yet to see Sakura release the full seal. So if she does end up fighting Black Zetsu, and this guy does seem to be strong, given how he took on Mizukage, a swordsman, and the Naruto clone at the same time. And later Kakashi and Minato, though technically Minato lost one arm and he did have a hostage. But it would be interesting to see if this opponent would force Sakura to use the seal she has on her head, because we haven't really seen her use it in a fight.
He's funny.
Sage mode for the win. I don't know.
Be funny to kill Black Zetsu. Actually kill Black Zetsu, and then Obito dies, and I don't think she could ever go back home.
It's possible that Obito might also have a little much time left, and she pretty quickly does it to send Sakura back.
It does seem like Obito time is here, though. To me, it's like
unless Kakashi can be like, wait, where's Sakura? Oh, I think she's still stuck on the dimension. Oh, whoops. I've been there for 6 hours. Sorry.
Unless he
There's
like,
no
if
bathrooms in there.
if Obito really dies in there,
No, it also makes me curious. You think if Black Setzer does gain control, you think he'll finally reveal that they set up Rin's death? Because that's been hinted, hasn't it?
you know, that's like the final piece. If Obito dies, and that's it, and that's it. Rin dies, natural cause. That sucks. That's all I can say.
This is a huge discussion. We haven't even gotten to the chapter yet.
I know, but maybe it's for the best. Maybe it's for the best to be a natural cause and make Madara look actually correct in many retrospective, rather than like, I'm right when I cheat.
Who knows? We'll have to find out.
I don't know. Maybe that might be it. But Black Setzer could say something about it, maybe. But if Black Setzer dies, Obito dies, then just let it be. Rin died by natural cause. It sucks, but what you gotta do? Welcome to life.
Anyway, should we get on to the next stage? Because I think we have talked about this for like the past 10 minutes.
Yeah. So there's tons of possibilities of what's going to happen between Sakura and Obito, but we know something big is going to happen.
Yeah. It is, after all, the four big villains.
So big. They're so big. The idea is, have Sakura cosplay Rin. That's how big it is, guys.
So big that people are actually making porn of this right now as we speak. Anyway,
the big four villains.
So we then cut back to Minato's kunai that Naruto walks over, picks up, and puts in his mouth. You know, Naruto, you put a lot of things in your mouth. You ever what happens if you swallow one?
I think he swallowed the notes he got from Ruka.
Suicide.
I know, that's all he's... Considering that he was stuck in that room for a good couple hours, is all he's ever eaten today. He's gonna be... Everyone's gonna be hungry. And then he said... So Naruto puts the kunai in his mouth and goes, maybe it's because of the old hermit I met gave me this power. What? Even from here, I can feel clearly the other half of his power. And with that being said, speak of the devil... You know, but so we got Madara. It's like you cannot defeat me. I'm completely immortal. I will live forever.
You think he's doing big talk with that bit?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Definitely.
Naruto's like, I'm gonna. You know, how can you talk big after I kick your teeth in?
I mean, you think he really is immortal? Because the sage died of old age, regardless of whether or not he had the 10 tails inside him or not.
Well, he could be if he gets it again, Jutsu world.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he is. Maybe he's considering that.
Regenerating powers makes him immortal.
The Sage of Six Paths never really used the 10 tail power from what we use. He just kind of had it sealed within inside of him. He didn't, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys catch where I'm drifting, it's never been stated that the Sage of Six Paths used the 10 tails power itself. He was already a massive power, god tier, even before he became the 10 tail Jinchuriki.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about this guy, right? Agoromo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hagalugi, yes.
Sure.
So we don't know, and he was still massively powerful on his deathbed. Like days before he died, he's like, "All right, hold on, I got to do something." What? Hold on, I got to split the 10 tails into 9 beasts, talk to him for a little bit, and then die. Okay. But you're gonna die like tomorrow. Yeah, I'm fine. It'll be okay. So Naruto tightens his headband. That usual. It's like it's now become like the Ash hat flip, where you know, like, oh well, shit's about to get real when he tightens it. You know, idiot. I won't.
Stick with the headband the most throughout the series.
Yeah. So he's like, idiot. I won't beat you myself. And then Naruto flares up like Super Saiyan, like Trunks. and then
Might I say, with Naruto's new look, he's got Sakura's symbol on the front.
You know what's funny? I comment that like I started in the Tumblr saying like, okay, Naruto just about to rise to the full potential of his power. So what did we got? A new look, and it looks badass. Then we got Sasuke rise to the new potential power up. What it looks? Well,
not much
Yes.
different.
he has a new eye.
It's quite funny. Whenever Naruto gets a new look, he still has the same torn out, worn out jacket.
but he
Whenever
looks
one else gets a new look, they actually change their clothes.
but he looks cool.
Yeah.
Naruto looks like absolutely bad. He even changed his boots, if you noticed.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
shoes actually changed too with it, so it was like, so it's interesting.
It's changed. I think the bottom piece changed from the last one we saw.
Yeah.
Right.
So now Naruto basically looks like Obito, but a more badass version of Obito with the balls surrounding him and the sticks.
Yeah.
Wow, Sasuke is the Sasuke.
I wonder if that means he's going to fight a bit more ninja-like with those staffs. Because, you know, he's technically a ninja.
Yeah. No, he's gonna be he's gonna be a drummer for Creed. Of course, he's gonna fight like a ninja now.
I know, it's because I usually hear complaints that the Naruto series no longer has ninjas fighting like ninjas anymore.
The only
Oddly enough,
the only ninja that actually still fights like a ninja is Tenten in this whole series. Really, I'm serious.
Although then again, when we first introduced to Naruto, the first character that's ever introduced was a demon fox that could cause tsunamis and earthquakes. So, technically, that should have been a hint that we're going to get super moves like that in the future.
Ninja of Dragon Ball proportions.
pretty much. So oddly enough, we have Madara actually doing a hand seal. Where do you know? It's been so long.
Yeah.
I forgot we're in a ninja. Nah, I'm just kidding.
So basically we get Naruto looking badass, and we get Sasuke looking Sasuke, and you notice that, as spoiled before, Sasuke got a Rinnegan, but it's not exactly the same Rinnegan that Madara has. It's actually the Rinnegan with the
Tomoe.
With the Sharingan thing.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like the Ten Tails' eye, really.
Yeah.
Although maybe without the Hyuga.
Which fucking why is only one eye?
Yeah. Kind of interesting. Look at the bright side. Even if you do not like the idea of Sasuke getting a Rinnegan, at least he only got one instead of one pair.
Yeah. So this leads to people giving a theory that Sakura is going to take the Rinnegan from Obito and give it to Sasuke, and I was like, oh, please, God, no.
That's ridiculous. There's no way Sakura would give Sasuke a Rinnegan, especially if she doesn't trust him, and especially if he's planning to use it against Naruto later.
I don't even think Sasuke would accept it.
Yeah, no.
I'm no doctor, but does it matter which eye it has to be placed on? Like, I'm gonna have my left eye and I'm gonna put it on your right eye. Does it matter or not?
From the way things look, it seems like the corresponding eye has to go into the corresponding socket.
Yeah.
So why would the hell that Sakura would give it to Sasuke where that doesn't belong to the corresponding socket?
Yeah, exactly. So
Exactly.
So like Madara, he's handed one eye. Does he just randomly pick a socket and go like, oh, I'm gonna put my former right eye in my left socket? No, he puts it in his right socket. He puts his right eye in his right socket. So
unless Kakashi would just happen to pop his Sharingan.
You know, that reminds me. People have been theorizing that Kakashi will get Obito's other eye and it will replace the one that is losing sight.
You know,
but this looks like that's gonna happen.
You know, okay. You mean like both eyes will be Kakashi's? I don't think Kakashi would live that way.
No.
He would be blindfolded the entirety of his life. He could no longer read his porn.
Look, put it this way.
No.
Come to think of it, his left eye is getting.
Here's a devil advocate. I would just say this. I don't think no eyes will go anywhere else anymore. There. I said it. No more.
He said it.
Yeah.
No more eye
Kakashi
swapping.
Sharingan eyes, he'll be weak as hell because the two Sharingan eyes without being an Uchiha body will equal very weak. It's like tuning your car with one part and then you realize your car breaks down so quickly because you didn't tune the other part of the car.
Oh, and by the way, this is the first time we actually see Sasuke look fucked up.
Yay!
We've seen him being fucked up before, but not to this extent.
Yeah, but he's actually battled in those previous ones to look that fucked up. This one, he battled maybe like one or two little small bouts, and he got that fucked up from a stab wound. Really?
That's his downfall.
Oh no.
No, but like, and Madara I going to Kakashi or Sasuke, isn't that kind of messed up? Like, yes, I got Madara I. Why not just use your own eye?
Anyway.
At least the Sasuke makes sense. He still kept his eyes. The only thing that happened is just that he combined it with his brother. So, blood brother. Like, literally direct. No second brother, no eighth brother, just first brother.
Not fifth cousins twice removed.
So that's okay. But why the hell would you give a bad guy? Why the hell would you give a guy an evil eye? Let alone from a guy who's right now in the war just killing everyone.
What? Give Sasuke, the pure and loving person that he is, an evil eye? That's ridiculous.
Honestly, I think Kishimoto's purpose is just keep one eye alive of a good
Keep
thing.
those eyes open. Cowboy Bebop. Anyway,
You know what I want to know? If this is a perfect opportunity for me now. That Sasuke got Rinnegan. Now I want to see if Rinnegan is forever on or you can never turn off. Ever.
Because you've been wondering that ever since, and you was wondering that ever since it was first.
Because Naruto left those eyes forever, but then again, that was never his eyes. So this is Sasuke original eyes. So if he's still walking around with one eye, just scaring the shit out of kids, then I guess I got my answer.
I think he was hoping the answer would happen with the sage, but it didn't happen.
Actually, I want to know if Naruto stays with those eyes too.
I'm sorry, but how was that the Rinnegan though?
I don't know. According to
I
Madara,
think this goes to the fact that Hashirama transferred either some of his DNA or chakra to Sasuke.
But it has the Tomoes. Tomoes?
I think perhaps maybe it's a Rinnegan, but it's possibly incomplete Rinnegan.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought this is all from the moon thing.
Oh yeah.
Well,
all right.
Well,
That was the point. It was all from the moon.
It's an even more advanced Rinnegan than
but
the one.
didn't Kaguya have it too?
It's probably because it's at his peak. Like, Naruto got the peak of the body, Sasuke got the peak of the eye power.
But didn't Kaguya have one too in the middle of her forehead? Didn't they look exactly like that?
Yeah. No,
but that wasn't considered a Rinnegan. That was considered a Sharingan.
Yeah.
So that's what's confusing me.
They never said that. They never said it like that. They only said that she has the power of Sharingan as well. They never said that eye is Sharingan. It only said it's like saying like this. You see my eye? What is this eye? I don't have a name for it, but it has the power of Sharingan. So beware. It's like that. It's like the title. We don't know the title of that eye. We could just say it's Rinnegan still, but it does contain the power of a Sharingan. So there you go.
This just gets weirder and weirder. I'm sorry. Like
it's not hard to understand in this part at least. I'm still trying to figure out the part, but yeah.
just follow me with this logic here, okay? Just help me. Just follow me with this one, because there's a lot of details that are missing on this one. We have Sasuke with this eye.
Yeah.
And we have Madara saying you have that Sasuke has the Rinnegan. He specifically says it's the Rinnegan. Now, this eye has been seen, this exact eye pattern has been seen on the Juvie, and it has been seen on the on Kaguya, because this is the eye that she had in the middle of her forehead.
Right.
Correct? Yeah. So we all follow that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the detail is, going back to the Sage of Six Paths we just had recently, he talks about how Kaguya had both the Sharingan and the Byakugan. Correct?
Yeah. Right.
So
Yes.
what is that eye in the middle of her forehead? Because if that is the Rinnegan, then why didn't Sage of Six Paths says, well, my mother had the Rinnegan as well?
Maybe. Well, he didn't say the title. He just says what the power contains. He didn't say the title of the eye. Like Renegade, Renegade should mean all power. You know what I mean? That's what it means. All power. If I said Renegade, that I guess you could say it's all power.
So she had the Rinnegan.
I guess. Oh yeah.
So why not just say that?
Yeah.
No.
This way, Hagoromo was talking in what's that word that Steve likes to say?
Genre savvy?
Exposition. There you go. He pretty much expositioned the whole power. Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get more explanation in future chapters or in possibly a fourth data book.
So it is possible that maybe just maybe Madara got the wrong idea that Ai is not just a Rinnegan. It could happen.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, we also been told that Naruto's power is the Senjutsu of either the Ten Tails or the Sage of Six Paths, but technically it's the same thing, really.
Yeah.
Right. So I think what Naruto got was not a new power, more of an increase of what he already possessed. Beast power.
No, I think he got a new power.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't know it yet. He doesn't know, obviously, because he can manifest, the poles now. Isn't that considered a new power? He never could do that before.
That's why I don't understand either. Because, and he has his dad, Kunai. So, what does it even mean? He couldn't do Hirashin until now or not? Or what?
Oh, I hope so.
I know, but
I just wanted to see him use his father's technique.
I feel like whatever he touched, he couldn't use. That's the impression I'm getting, but I really don't know yet.
Yeah. Even if in my own headcanon, I think Naruto has his father's ability. Why? Because it doesn't really interfere with the story anyway.
It doesn't.
So.
But where is his dad?
Yeah, he's kind of a severed head on the floor somewhere.
Oh, Sakura! Oh, thank goodness you're back.
I saw the pictures that everyone has of Minato crying with all the holes in inside of him. He's like, "This was worth it."
I remember that. This was worth it
for my son.
Oh man! Well, he didn't do it for his son, but
Naruto went to church because he's holy.
But it would have been funny if Sakura goes back and then Minato's like, "Oh, thank goodness you're here." You just see a head just falling down, just lying there. Thank goodness you're here. I need your favor.
Naruto, I want to buy your first drink. All right, can I get a holy Hokage? Hey.
Unless they want to do Cell Saga, you could just have Minato head lying there. Sakura just throw the head, tell them don't give up and all that stuff. Get crushed by Madara. Goes. Naruto goes stage 2. Number 2.
And after the war, Naruto makes his own little playhouse with Minato as Jambi, the head in a box. Hey, Jambi!
But I don't know. I don't know what happens to Minato. I think Kishimoto's really doing this on purpose, so I'm just.
It's kind of funny. Not usually people usually criticize Minato for being this perfect character, Gary Steele, whatever it's called, or a bit of an ace character, but he seems to be, besides Itachi, the biggest failure in the manga's had, and he's getting beaten up as well.
Well, come on, you gotta look at the situation. Minato's been facing off against two beings that are gods. Their power levels are massive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, what do you really expect? Yeah, okay. well, Minato doesn't look that tough anymore. Okay, neither does Hashirama, who got his ass handed to him.
Yeah. I think it's because, well, I think it's mainly Minato's more looked upon because because I remember back in the day there used to be these huge Naruto-based battles between Minato versus Itachi, and which is better because they were both kind of like ace characters.
And they still are. They still
Yeah.
are ace characters. I don't see why people are like not seeing them as they still are, because I still see Minato as a very strong Hokage, very intelligent Hokage as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I just heard anyway. Although technically, despite their skills, they kind of did fail in their sort of thing, protecting their families and that. But Tachi technically killed him.
Yeah.
But that, yeah.
So that's basically the end of the chapter.
Yes.
We reached basically the beginning of the battle with, Naruto and Sasuke about to kick some like Madara ass.
Final boss battle of the war.
Yes. That being said, we're having another volume.
Is that? Yeah, possibly, or maybe a second.
This is like a
one, depending
Borderlands
on-
battle. Madara, we're fighting Madara the Invincible.
Besides Madara, there's two other things I have to deal with. One, which is, of course, the Obito stuff with Sakura, and two, the Swirly Setsu.
Yeah, that's the problem. The problem is, there's many problems. Not problem as a bad thing, but more like why this battle is gonna go deeper and probably be more complex than we're gonna think of. First of all, this whole the way how they set up, the way it's set up. It sounds like it's a bit of final battle. That would have been true if I have not heard a voice from some stranger. What I'm trying to say is, it could be play as you're about to beat the lesser of two evil, and you're about to unleash the real evil by defeating Madara. That's the impression I'm getting. Because if the voice never happened, I would say this is the final battle, and they probably will beat them by 2 chapters. Even I'll even go far as saying that. Second, we have Spyro's Jutsu. We don't know what happened with the alliance so far. Third, we have.
I wonder if Packer will will continue that battle with him. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Probably. Well, third, the Black Zetsu situation is happening right now. 4, we're in chapter 6. So I'm expecting by chapter 9 there's going to be a M. Night Shyamalan. Well, not that much of a huge twist, but it's going to be a twist. It's going to be like we defeat him, but then we didn't really defeat him because there's something more beyond that. In other words, you're going to get a false victory for a moment, and then all hell will break loose because of that voice is going to come back. So my point is, we're going to see a false victory by chapter 8 because, Naruto and Sasuke are hell bent to beat Madara, but are they ready to beat whatever who's next behind Madara? So, yeah, my guess is we're going to have another volume. And this volume might just maybe defeat Madara, but not the one that's going to be behind Madara. You're going to have what Mass Effect 1 did. You beat one guy, and then you find out that Reaper controlled that guy, so that's the final real boss.
But technically, this would be the second time it's happened in this entire war. First Obito, then now Madara, and then now this other person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if anything, I could see Madara body just converted into someone else because he took the tree. That tree is inside Madara, so now that person could overtake that body once and for all. So that could happen. And it's just like I said, we're in chapter 6. Next chapter 7, you could have a crazy action-packed chapter. Chapter 8, same thing. Chapter 9, twists happen. Chapter 10, you figure it out.
Yeah. Anyway, this is definitely going to be the last year of the war. It has to be.
It will be. Unless Sasuke say, I want to backstab, and I want to be the new Jinchurikin, and I want to eat that fruit, and I want to be the new villain of this arc rather than going to the next.
There's no way that's going to happen. There's no way that will happen.
And but to me, I feel like this sets up for a bigger thing that's about to happen that they don't know yet. Because
Yeah.
that whole voice part just tells me, oh crap, we're about to do something wrong.
That's either going to be Kagura or the Ten Tails. It's possible Kagura might be that demon seal that they'll use to seal the Hokages in, but who knows? It has theories.
And you can't have Madara be defeated. I mean, you could have Madara be defeated before Zetsu, but that would be just weird. But I mean, again, you always get that one. Oh, I thought we beat him, but we didn't beat him. It's kind of like how a lot of DBZ. It's kind of like
the Zetsus to be defeated first. You expect Zetsus to be beaten first.
I don't know. Maybe the Spiral gives Zetsu, but I'm not sure. I don't know how it's gonna play because we still need to technically help that person who's inside that Spiral Zetsu.
Yamato.
Exactly. It's too many stuff that's gonna happen that it just needs one more volume. And then again, I feel like Madara defeat won't be the first defeat. It will be like, well, you thought you defeat him. Kind of like how DBZ does it. When in DBZ, Vegeta got hit by Spirit Bomb. Guess what? It's not the end. Frieza got hit by the giant Spirit Bomb. Guess what? Not the end. Cell got technically suicide with the self-destruct. Guess what? Not the end. So what I'm saying is Madara is gonna go through that. I'm not sure what's gonna end him, but it's not gonna be the end of it.
This technically happens with many shonen jumps, right?
Well, Vito didn't get that kinda. Well, you could argue, but he became a good guy, so that's
Yeah, I'm not referring to Naruto. No, I'm not referring to Obito. I'm referring to other shonen jump series, right? Besides Dragon Ball and Naruto, right?
Bleach doesn't do it. I mean, you could argue it did it with the Aizen, like, aha, you thought you defeated me with your final attack. Guess what? I'm still getting my wish granted. But then he got sealed. But I can really place the same level. One Piece doesn't really do that often. Maybe it's just
might with the Big Four. It might with the big four emperors and that, but who knows?
Maybe. I don't know. I just feel like because of this whole moment, I feel like there's gonna be a bigger things to come that they don't realize. Whoops. I feel like this whole moment is made for Naruto and Sasuke to display their new power or whatever it is. Only for Madara to be stronger, and then it's like, oh shit, here we go again. Thank you, Hagoromo. Thoughts?
Well, anyway, but let's just hope whatever happens, the war will end this year, because
I think
how long the war lasts, I'm just getting sick of everyone complaining about it.
I know, but it will end this year. I just think this right now that's happening, the fight, that's not the end.
Yeah. It's still not over yet, folks. We still got. I say we got at least 2 more years. This and the next.
Well, you mean the Naruto series?
Yes.
I could possibly see it stretching to 3 years, depending on the pacing.
I would take my sweetest time.
But I could see it ending at least in 2016. I can see Naruto ending in that year.
It'd be funny. Well, it'd be funny if it ends in a very anticlimactic way. Like, maybe Madara do get defeated. Spiral Zetsu got defeated off screen, as well as being revealed as Yamato inside.
Naruto wakes up in his bed from a 30-year coma and says, "Wow, that was the worst dream ever."
Are we going to be doing Bleach again? Because that kind of did what happened with, like, the Zero of Espada and, well, the bad guy being defeated in an anticlimactic way.
Well, no, I didn't mean like that, but okay. But no, I mean like think as the way how they did it with the Fullbringer arc. You got the brief of a flashback in the very end of the cliffhanger. And then all of a sudden you're no longer in that flashback in the next chapter. To the point that a lot of people thought they skipped the chapter. I thought I skipped the chapter. I was like, oh, what happened to that flashback with that guy that guy was befriended with the boss of of this arc. What's going on? Where's that flashback? So I don't know. I made a joke that that Naruto could, if Naruto was to get canceled at one point, Naruto could just have his Rasengan be so top tier that it blew Madara away, and then drag along with Sasuke, and it explodes in some place. Sasuke lives in the most questionable reason why the hell he survived, but Madara just disintegrated. He's back in Konoha, unconscious, but he managed to raise a thumbs up. Everybody celebrated. Sakura just jumped on Naruto's arm. She says, "Kiss me, you fool." Kiss. And then Naruto just says, "Hokage forever." And that's the end. That's how
even if it's not Sakura, even I would consider that a BS.
I know, but it's just funny because one TV show got canceled, so he managed to have one attack that defeat every single villain in the show. managed to get a parry confirmation, managed to celebrate, managed to save the world in one episode, 8-minute episode. So
I would not tolerate that ending.
I'm thinking like, man, if my show ever got canceled and I had one episode to produce, I would go that way. I would just go one way like that. I would like I said, if Naruto were to get canceled in part 2, the very beginning of part 2, just have Naruto do Rasengan to Itachi, that leads to Kasama, that leads to the Katsuki Hydra, that leads to Sasuke and Orochimaru, then have Sasuke landed right on Konoha. Then the Rasengan kills every single one of them, cold-blooded. Have everyone doing a celebration. Have Sakura jump in his arms, "Kiss me, you fool," kiss. And then just have Naruto punch the sky and just says, "Hokage forever."
Disney ending.
Rainbow.
That.
Topic about what's going on at the Heaven and Earth forums about, or have we already gone to that topic? I've really
You guys want to talk about that one?
What?
Do we?
Well, let's put it this way. If you want to walk around and have it in a form at the moment, you're going to have to wear a radiation suit. It is so toxic, it makes Chernobyl look farmable.
Yeah.
Makes Naruhina fans look pleasant. And that's saying something.
Makes me wish I didn't join the bandwagon. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not that bad, but...
It's not that bad, but...
And maybe I overreacted to that, but...
It's...
Yeah. Well...
It is a little ridiculous what's going on lately. And people are missing the point about something, and I keep trying to explain, but people don't getting it. It's always about, oh, well, I have a right to be negative. I have a right to be positive. It has nothing about do with that. It's the fact that there are some people who think that only their opinion matters. That their opinion is fact, and if you try to give them up with some kind of counter argument, despite it being factual, despite you actually having great detail on what you're talking about, they will always look at you saying, with the words, as Darkers would say, and yes, I'm mentioning him by name, because he pisses me off more than anybody else.
Me too.
Well, that is just your interpretation. Yeah, that's a two-way street, okay? A lot of people here like Sakura's role. A lot of people here hate Sakura's role. Whatever you want to believe in, whether you like or hate it, you got to accept that people are going to offer the different view. And honestly, do not debate with people knowing that they have a different view with you, because you already know what kind of answers they're going to come up with. I'm not saying you can't debate. I'm just saying don't debate with people if you know you're not going to change their mind. There's no point.
Mm-hmm. I generally like Sakura as well. I do wish there were more bits that were expanded upon, but I think for the most part, I'd give her an 8 out of 10.
And honestly, let's look at this realistically. She has done a lot more than most other characters in this entire series. Now, before anybody pulls the bullshit, well, she's the main heroine, she's supposed to be doing all this stuff. That's exactly the point. I mean, I brought up something like, well, look what Sakura does compared to what Hinata does, and they go, well, you can't compare. I go, exactly, you can't compare them because Sakura does a lot more. Meanwhile, you have Hinata who does nothing, whose chapters are basically forgettable. The only thing that's really rememberable at this point in time is her confession, and that's it. Everything else, it might as well just be blown out the window. And I'm not saying that as a NaruSaku fan. I'm saying that as a Naruto fan who has read this manga for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of people like constantly trying to tell me all this. Well, you can't compare. You can't do this. You can. Why not? I can compare them I can compare because I can't compare them. I know your brains are all like, well, I don't even know what that means. It's the fact that Sakura, because you got to look at this from a writer's standpoint as well. You got to understand that what Kishi is trying to do and what he's trying to write. You also have to understand that he is human and he might fuck up every now and then. So yeah, he has missed opportunities, but again, that's him being human. That being said, though, he has put Sakura in more situations towards the main plot than any other female character in this entire series.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Well, that's the closest to her would be Tsunade, because, well, she is the Hokage in that, and Sakura's master. But that's me.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, and again, from a writer standpoint, if Sasasaka is supposed to be canon, why the hell do you have Karen still alive? You could have easily just killed her off right then and there, no problem.
Yeah.
And she's probably like the third most recurring. She's probably like underneath Tsunade, the second most recurring female character, which is kind of funny because she was introduced in part 2.
Oh, it's another one though. She has been recurring quite a time. She redid.
This is a discussion between quantity versus quality. Because I brought this up in a forum one time about character arcs and stories, and that sometimes some characters get a full arc in less chapters than some other characters do. Like, look at Hinata. She's been in several chapters, but she's never really had a full, complete arc of her character. There's never really been a start, a finish, a middle, and a finish. It's always been like up and down, like a wavy pattern, or in circles sometimes. Neji,
he had a one. What? Sorry, can you?
Neji. Echo.
Yeah, Echo?
Yeah.
Echo.
Right now still?
Sort of.
Right. Anyway, say Neji.
Wait, hold up.
That's yours for life, isn't it?
Yes, that is for life.
Yeah. Just give me 5 seconds. 5
You got
seconds.
two.
Let me see.
1, 2. Okay. So you got Neji.
That would do.
So we got Neji, who had a complete story arc to his character, and it was done in less chapters than most other people. And that's fine.
Yeah, technically most of his story was done in part 1, so that's why we only really got to see him have some moments only in the Kazekage arc and the war arc, which resulted in him teaming up with Hinata and dying at the end.
It's
It's
and I'm going to use a big word here, so if you don't know what it means, please look it up. I've used it before. Succinct. A lot of characters are more succinct than others. Sakura, her whole entire story is from beginning to end of this manga. Same with Naruto, same with Sasuke's.
And possibly Kakashi's, although it seems to be reaching its end first.
Yeah.
Kakashi's. As the main characters, his is the one that's going to end first.
As long as Obito's still alive, the story keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
With Kakashi. Ow.
It's also good to complain about how...
You need to fix your mic more like.
I knew it. This is bad.
Anyway, there's been some complaints that Sakura has been solely focused on Naruto, but that's to be expected. I mean, usually when a character usually has in this manga, we have characters only focusing on like usually one person at most. Naruto, it's either Sasuke or Sakura, and sometimes Jiraiya or his parents. But Sasuke, Itachi, Sakura, Naruto, Kakashi has mainly been focused on Obito this entire war. I mean, that's what usually you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know.
In fact, even Gao's
Is it any better? Sorry.
Yeah.
It's better? That's
Guy, Kakashi, let's see, Garo and Naruto. Well, actually, a lot of characters focus on Naruto, but that's the main point, because it is not, the series is called Naruto. Let's see, Killer Bee, I suppose, perhaps his tailed beast and his brother. And let's see, Sai, Naruto, and Sakura, because those two are his friends, and that's where his development comes from. And so on. And you know, you get the picture.
Yeah.
Besides,
Well,
it's not like, what? You were saying something for life?
I was saying that, you know, I think a lot of people don't understand that you can't just have too many focus on too many multiple characters. You get it's kind of like three is the crowd scenario.
Mm-hmm.
The only way you want to be relevant to the plot is, I guess, you gotta be the plot. You know, if you are the plot, then you are automatically relevant because you know people will be like, okay, this character has a hidden gem, or this character has the secret key to this opening, or this character is someone we must defeat if we want to go back home, or this character is the one that controls everything. And you know they have to, and it's up to the writer to make them a female or a male character. Make a female, then you technically could say, oh, yeah, that's a better heroine because she's getting main focus. Well, maybe because the fact that she literally is the plot. That's the point. There are shows that, like I mentioned just now, there are shows that they are the plot. There are shows that just make them into a plot. But here's the thing: a lot of female characters that's not really the protagonist. A lot of female characters are actually the second main character. In other words, the Sasuke position. So in other words, the third main character would usually be not relevant to the plot, but is essential to the plot. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like she's the chosen one. It's not like she holds the key or anything like that. It doesn't need to be. All she needs to be be involved, be developed, and all the other things that the main character should have. It doesn't need to be deep plot. It doesn't need to have you are the chosen. You don't need to have anything like that because you're not really that main focus. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean you suck. That doesn't mean there's a bad writing. It doesn't. But a lot of people like to think otherwise. I mean, technically speaking, One Piece, nobody's really relevant except for Luffy because all that D-ness, that D name.
Speaking of One Piece, its current arc is all over the place. I mean, it's focusing on too many stuff that many fights I wanted to see ended up being skipped for the most part.
Are you referring to Frankie?
Yeah, and the Lord, the Flamingo one, and the Usopp bit. In fact, I'm not entirely sure if that would be considered that. I'm not entirely. I'm kind of a bit annoyed with that because I thought Usopp was past being a coward, but he still was until he came back, and how he took out Sugar. I'm not entirely sure that. I suppose it's awesome that he got 800 followers or something like that, but I don't like how he got them. I mean, he just pretty much got beaten up and we didn't even see it. But anyway, you were saying about Monkey D. Luffy being the only real main character, right?
Yeah, because when you get bound to it, everybody else is just doing what they wanted to do, what they dream of, which is nice. But if you want to play Naruto so badly, you got to look at the other one too, and you can't be a hypocrite about it. technically speaking, not a lot of people are relevant to the plot. They're just going for the adventure to find that One Piece. Whatever dream they have, they want to go for that dream.
Come to think of it,
Huh?
when it came to the Whitebeard War saga, let's see, majority of the Straw Hats were absent to 2 years.
Because they're not relevant. That's the point.
That was worse than. That's even worse than whatever Mr. Kishi has ever done. At least had Sakura absent for majority of 1 year, and that was during like the 2012 year.
With what? The war? But that was all side character days. That was the side character shine moments. You have Team 10. You have that samurai sword. You have that Dory, the guy who keeps saying I'm sorry for every moment. You got Kakashi for a brief second. You got so many things that just recapping the past and just going to the future. You got Mizukage, the old ones. The new you got Gaara with his dad. So it was all side character shiny days, shiny moments. With a little of Naruto with when he finally shows up and fought Killer Bee for a brief moment. Mm-hmm. So people really can't complain. And this is the only time that we're gonna have a lot of closure, which Kishimoto is known for, a person that just want to close every gaping hole, even if it's like a small gap. He will manage to find a way to close it, even if we don't care. He will still close it. That's just how he writes. He doesn't believe in side story. He believes side story equals food story. That's what he believes.
Yeah. Anyway. You were saying more about, let's see, how the Straw Hats were not relevant, or are we stopping with that?
What I'm saying is, if you don't have a relevance to the plot, and you're the main character, it's not a bad thing. It's not the end of the world. It's not. It's not, because there are a lot of characters that are not relevant to the plot, but they are essential because they do a lot of good things. They get developed. And they're usually connected. They usually fall down the line in either between or just one person. You know, in this case, Sakura goes down like a different lane. And, you know, when we get down to this whole Sasuke versus Naruto, that should be in the between part. All I'm saying is she's involved. It's not like a lot of different shows. It's like, well, you know, she's the main character in friendship. So there you go.
You mean how females usually just steps aside, like in Fullmetal Alchemist and Shaman King?
Well, you know, for Fullmetal Alchemist's defense, you know, they already established that character Winry was not going to be like a fighter or anything. Just a friend connected. You can't really fault that person to not make Winry a heroine. Like a strong alchemy or anything like that, because that's just not the direction. That's just not the writing part. That's just not it. All I'm saying is that if you want a heroine, you know, just be happy the way it's written, and don't try to care too much. It's like, by the way, are you like the chosen person? No. Well then, why you're here? Why would you do? It doesn't matter. It's not about being relevant. It's just to the plot, to the main plot. It's just what you do is what makes you. So I don't get it. A lot of my favorite characters is not relevant to the plot.
You mean for me it's kind of like with Rock Lee, Kisame, Killer Bee. Well, technically one could say Killer Bee has some connection to the main plot, but now that he's lost to the Eight Tails, he's not really anymore.
But a lot of shonen characters are not relevant to the plot. They're only a backup and support most of the time.
In fact, it usually comes to most characters in any franchise, really. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Harry Potter, you know, blah blah blah.
Yeah, they're supporters. They're backup. They're the protector. They're the helpers. Technically speaking, you would have argued the same for Avatar, but. You know the reason, not all characters, but the reason why all the other characters are so good is because, you know, they all They all develop.
Side characters.
They all developed to great characters. They all got their own points. They're not the chosen one. Only Aang is, but they're gonna support him because that's what they are. They want to help him out. So, you know, you don't need to be the chosen guy. You don't need to be the one that holds all the keys. You don't need to be all that. All you need to do is just have a good character, a really good standout character, and that's it. You don't need to be relevant to the plot in every essential way. It would come out forced, especially now. Like if you just somehow have Sakura be a Kaguya reincarnation, that would just come in the left field. It would not satisfy. It would probably dissatisfy everyone. It probably disappoint so many. It probably even bring more rage than it already is. So, what is it to that?
I do believe that Sakura may have some form of connection with Kagura, may get some form of connection with Kagura due to the fact she did react to what Madara talked about.
Well, yeah, but it won't be a reincarnation.
No, it won't be a reincarnation. She might get abilities similar to her. Who knows? Maybe it might involve some genjutsu. Not that it's Tsukumo or any Sharingan, but maybe some sort of illusion or maybe some Uzumaki power, because she can use their techniques.
Well, we'll see. But
yeah, we have to see.
Yeah, but she doesn't need to be like, oh, she's actually the princess of this people or whatever out of nowhere. Like, oh, okay, so now she's incredibly important. Doesn't need to be.
Well, she's important to Naruto, that's for sure. And if you have to be a fool otherwise not to think that way.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, like, to the whole essential plot. So what if you're not, like, so what if you're not, like, oh, Sakura's a Jinchuriki kid, stuff like that.
There's only two characters that are essential to the entire plot are Naruto and Sasuke, given the rivalry in that.
And the fact that Path is going to lead the same way as the whole, Madara, Hashirama, Ashura, Indra, take your pick. But that's about it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like Kakashi, but besides, until like the Obito stuff happened, he wasn't that really central to the plot. It was more like the guy that takes on the big bads, or helps takes on the big bads, like Zabuza, Kazu, Pain, and Itachi.
Well, this is Kakashi. You know how like a lot of main characters or a lot of characters gets that one main point of an arc to themselves. This is Kakashi, and it's in some way. Well, I can't really say it's long overdue because this is the only connection he really got. But this is it for Kakashi. So, it's like I said, it's like a lot of main characters usually get that connection. It's like you get like One Piece, for example. Like, okay, we got this Robin girl for quite a while. I wonder if she has like more developed to go. And then you got that Water 7. There you go. That's your one essential arc that belongs to Robin development. So it's like that. Kakashi doesn't have that one big arc that belongs to his development in terms of like a huge one. And Obito is one.
Mm-hmm. No, I kind of feel like Robin has become a bit bland ever since she had that big arc. I will say that.
I'm not here to argue, but wait, which part?
Nico Robin, after the CP9 stuff, I felt like her character became a bit more bland as time went on.
She got more fan service. I guess I could say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of referring to. Yeah, because she's been reduced to fan service.
Yeah, I guess you could argue with that one, but I don't know. I mean, the problem with shows that's like a venture and a long running series without one giant plot or too many plots, a lot of fights or character gets bland, and then sometimes when you get new power, it gets more bullshit than the next.
I mean, One Piece is finally entering the bit where the characters' moves are getting a bit OP. And it's not even halfway from the series. It's not even near the end.
Well, it's not near the end, but it's been a long time. So it's been such a long ride. So we gotta get to one point anyway.
Yeah. Can anyone still hear my voice?
Yes.
All right. Oh, James, you're still here. I thought you disappeared.
No, I've just been quiet. You guys look so happy, debating with each other.
Real quiet.
All right.
Well, I'm just saying. It's not the end of the world. It's just not. People are crazy to say everything is the end of the world once you got this plot.
I'm just saying that people need to stop putting their personal expectations into the manga because it's not really going. Otherwise, you're always going to be disappointed.
I will admit I've done that myself, but I don't get as bothered. I only get annoyed when other people keep complaining about it. I still expect to see some things from Sakura. Well, I do, especially when it comes to the romance section. But I also do expect her to do some action bits, whether big or small. I don't really mind. I just enjoy her moments.
Yeah, but she's not going to punch out Madara. People need to understand that she's not going to punch out. She's not going to punch out Madara. She's not going to punch out Madara, so stop trying to say she would.
I get that.
What if she does?
Then that would be a big surprise, and we all could be happy for it. But, you might as well just lower your expectations right now and assume the worst. That way you'll be more surprised and be happy when the best does come.
I expect if she does end up joining the Madara fight, she'd be mainly a healer for Naruto and Sasuke, because I don't think they have any regenerative powers. At least I don't think so. I don't know.
I mean, it's like Duke Nukem Forever. When that game came out, everyone's expectations were too damn high, and everyone expected something that in reality's sake, couldn't be accomplished.
That kind of reminds me of what happened with the Phantom Menace. To some extent. But I'm not going to go into that detail because I had my experience in Star Wars, and I just don't want to go through that again. But hey. Don't really know your opinions on that film, but I am not going through those arguments again. Sorry. Anyway, you were saying?
I'm just saying that I think people need to lower. You gotta stop reading this book you gotta stop reading this story like the story was meant for you, because it's not. It's a story that Kishi has written the way he wanted it to be written.
Truthfully, when it comes to stories, art, and that stuff, the fans have no say. There is no democracy in it. You cannot have a say in it. It's completely down to the creator and the writer.
Yeah, and if you try to please all your friends, all your fans all the time, you're gonna have a bad time. And I'm not saying that because of a South Park meme. You're gonna have a bad time. It's not gonna go over well.
I have a friend that tried to please everyone, and that became a bit difficult until he realized he can't do that. He's gonna have to drop a few things, and he did.
You gotta put it in a more simplistic way. I can only do what I can do. Anyone that sees me. You can either accept the thing that I am, accept the person who I am, or you don't. If you can accept me for who I am and all my flaws and, good things, then we can be friends. If you can't, well, then we're going to have problems. And I'm not going to change my life because you don't agree with things with me. I am the way I am, so...
Good thing for both Naruto and Sakura, they accept each other for who they are, so that relationship works like ASAP. Otherwise, we would not be in this podcast.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. You can criticize the story and you can make constructive criticism. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying there's a difference between criticizing the story for what it is,
And not-
and criticizing the story because it didn't live up to what you wanted.
That usually happens when it ever comes to a new spin-off, sequel, or prequel of whatever series, film, or book you ever get. That tends to happen a lot.
Like, I hate Sasuke's character. I don't think Kishi did well enough to establish what Sasuke really is, and I think he could have did more with him to make some other scenes seem more meaningful. Like with Sakura saying, well, Sasuke is a great friend. Judging by everything that Sasuke has done to Naruto, it doesn't feel like he is. And it feels like Naruto's judgment is wrong because there's nothing really to establish that these two guys were that close because of how separate they were. If there was something more along the lines of somewhere in the middle where there is some kind of connection other than this whole cheap they are reincarnation of brothers stuff, then it would have I would have accepted it a lot easier. I would have said, yeah, I could see what he's talking about. There is still a part of Sasuke that still sees Naruto as a true friend.
Well, I would say the Land of Waves arc did have some moments, and there were some moments in the tuning exams, but it seems for you they were not enough.
No. Because we had other scenes that counteracted it. That went against it completely. It was like, oh, well, like one moment you have Sasuke really friendly, the next minute he has a knife to Naruto's throat saying, I'm gonna kill you. I hate you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna sever everything, I'm gonna end your life. You're going to die, and I'm gonna be the one to kill you. To me, that doesn't sound like a great friend. That really doesn't. Now, if Sasuke were to says, I have my own course of action, and says, I'm not gonna... Now, Sasuke was more the kind of guy that says, okay, I have my own things I want to do. I have my own life that I want to live. If you get in my way, I will go through you, but just, like, one of those, like, stay out of my way, then, yeah, I can be a little bit more forgiving about that, because it's like Sasuke saying, look, I don't want to go through you, but I'll go against you if I have to. It shows like some kind of like Sasuke still holds on to something when it comes to Naruto, but he specifically says, you know, I'm gonna go through you. I'm going to kill you. And that's what causes problems with me. These riffs of Sasuke showing this being completely evil, completely psychotic, completely everything, and then the next minute we're supposed to accept that was nothing. Like all of a sudden he just changed that quickly. No. That's sloppy. That really is that sloppy. So that's how I feel about it. He could have did better with it.
And I will say, out of all the surviving explosions, the one that he did was the one that pissed me off the least. You know, that surviving explosions has happened before in mangas. The ones that pissed me off the most were the ones in One Piece and Fairy Tail. I'm not sure if you've seen those.
No.
Well, there's one that happened in Fairy Tail chapter 6362, where I'm not entirely sure if you read Fairy Tail, but yeah, to be honest, the only thing that's better than Fairy Tail than Naruto is when the female characters fight more, but that's just it. There's nothing in that. Naruto trumps Fairy Tail in any sense, but there's this bit where there's this villain that I suppose you could say has similar powers to Dedua, and he's about to cause this mass explosion. This one character ends up grabbing him and flying off to prevent him from causing any damage. The explosion happens. The bad guy's killed, but the good guy is still alive and has a giant afro from the results of that explosion.
Or like taking a nuclear bomb out into the middle of the ocean with the autopilot.
To be honest, when I compare that to Sasuke surviving Dedra, I find Sasuke's at least a bit more satisfactory, because at least he did get tired, and at least the snake Manda ended up being killed.
Still can't wipe away the whole fact that electricity affects ground abilities, but that's okay. Whatever. Have you never played Pokemon before? Obviously not.
Okay, Yeah,
All right, got my other mic fixed.
Given that, well, for Naruto, the elements are a bit different, given that Earth is weak against lightning, not the other way around. But that's just how Kishi chose to the elements. But anyway, if you want to really talk about for life, I was talking about how Happy survived and got an afro, and comparing it to the Sasuke.
That they explain that, did they?
No, they never explained that. Well, you could say,
He took the fatal blow and lived to tell a story.
and there was that Peru dude from One Piece. You know that bird. What's it?
That's still one of the worst. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. Well, Sasuke, I suppose you could say it wasn't as good as it should have been. At least we had some form of explanation.
We do have explanation. It's just how it comes down to it is rather, yeah, like too fast. It's like speed of light speed.
At least there was some form.
I know there's an explanation rather than say, I don't know how I survived that explosion. Who knows? Who cares? Yeah, I know. At least we got an explanation, regardless if it's like
good or bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, out of the three explosions, the one with Sasuke is the least one to get frustrated with.
Yeah. I mean, well, you could argue that you get frustrated with the best summon of all, Manda. Why he has to die?
Of course, then it causes an even bigger problem where he could survive an explosion at that rate, but can't survive a stab wound to the chest.
Well, that's his fault. He's so stupid. That's what he gets for relying on so many Sharingan.
So it's just, I think Kishimoto took just too many liberties with Sasuke, and that's my biggest problem with it. It's just, it's getting harder and harder to believe on things when everything is just, it just so happens to work that way. It just so happens to happen that way. It's just so, it's kind of like, you could do it once or twice and get away with it, but if you start doing it every time, it starts to weird.
Fairy Tail attempts to do that with the power of friendship.
Is that Fairy Tail stuff?
Yeah, Fairy Tail. How in the recent it's had characters that look like they're gonna die, but in the last second they don't.
And Yu-Gi-Oh had Heart of the Cards thing, although technically in the manga it was actually a power.
Yeah, you told me that. That Heart of the Cards sounds way too forced. You're saying these paper thin papers have a heart.
Okay, I will give them credit that the fact that they were based off Egyptian monsters from the past, but still.
Well, yeah, they're based on that, but they're still fake unless you talk about God cards. When you deal with God cards, well, according to the story of the show or the series or the manga, I don't know, who cares? According to their stories, the person that drew the picture died.
and don't even get me started. I'm sorry, don't even get me fucking started on card games on motorcycles.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't you? What if you get a car crash before you do your final summon? There's the final summon, the ultimate bloop.
Of course. I guess you also have to look at the fact of the writing styles. I mean, if the story doesn't really give a fuck, or if that's the main premise of the story, fine. But here we have Kishimoto, who, when it comes to other characters, he fully explains how they get from one point to the other, and yet here we go with Sasuke, and he just does things on a whim, and gets away with it.
Yeah, because he already got everything what he desires. It's like Indra. Indra is born with power level of over 9,000, and you got Ashra, power level 1.
Yeah, so.
I guess let's look on the bright side, James. When Naruto finally beats Sasuke, you're gonna enjoy that. You're gonna enjoy.
I'm so going to enjoy that.
I hope so. I really hope. Like just because Naruto's the good guy and he doesn't want to kill Sasuke does not mean that he shouldn't just start slapping the shit out of him and being like, "Wake up! I'm gonna slap some sense in you." Do a Goku the Frieza.
I enjoy Sakura punches Sasuke. I will enjoy it. In fact, I'd probably forgive Mr. Kishi for many things I've ever complained about. Because I just want to fucker punch him so bad.
I just want Naruto to do a stunner, and that's all I ask for.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to wait and see for that.
Yeah.
Here's what I learned this week.
Yeah.
From my heaviest, the busiest day, the busiest week I ever had. What I learned from these chapters, from these 3 chapters mangas, 4. Well, and actually One Piece is absent, so 3. For Naruto, I learned that you could balance things out from being hated so badly, and you could balance it well. For example, you could be happy with Naruto, you could be upset with Sasuke, so therefore you're balanced. You could be happy with Naruto, you'd be upset with Sasuke, but you'd be happy that Sakura is still not done. So there, and then you'd be upset that guy is not dead. Alright, guy, yeah, you'd be upset that guy is not dead. So there you go, balance. Good, bad, good, bad. There you go. Bleach. I learned that if you manage to pass the test of patience with Bleach, you'll manage to pass the test of patience for all the manga in the world.
Especially One Piece. That is so dragged.
Well, okay, but I think Bleach is taking the cake right now.
Okay. All right.
Because
Yeah.
this one was really a test of patience. And I passed, but my God, no one did in the forum. No one did. Fairy Tale. I learned that you should never believe the hype. And that's all I can say. Best lesson of my life this week.
Fairy Tale, it just if you get hyped about it, it's just gonna piss you off later.
Yes. You see the unstoppable force meeting along with the immovable object, and they still get defeated by one character. Normal character. You don't need no tag team with Sabretooth. You don't need no tag team with the new former bad guys, Orsa 7. I mean Orsa 6.
Or even worse, an unstoppable force being stopped by a feather.
Or you should get one shots because there have been times when Fairy Tale just wins a fight with just only one attack.
Oddly enough, that one person in the forum described it really well in a great analogy that I could only understand because it's like a wrestling term analogies actually,
And that is?
and because in the wrestling world you get push. Meaning the term push mean like we're gonna make you into a superstar. We're gonna hype you up. You're gonna make you look like you're the best of the best. Bury means all your credibility as a strong superstar, whatever, is gone in one match because that guy demolished you by having like I don't know, beat you, put a pole. That guy didn't get hurt, only you did, etc., etc. That being said, it's like we always introduce the new villains in Fairy Tale, and Fairy Tale, the guild itself, is like a bunch of John Cena's. They just dared to bury you, and you never existed, and they only de-hype you so bad. And John Cena is the guy who buries a lot of people, because apparently he's such a high tier that nobody can never beat him in a clean fight. Nobody can beat him ever. Ever.
So, Superman and Batman. Batman
Yes.
and Superman could kick Batman's ass whenever he wanted to, but
Yeah.
like the only reason why Batman wins is because he
It's
cheats.
because of the fandom. And also the fandom's bandwagon of him being the best superhero ever.
Okay.
I guess. I suppose. Yeah. If you want to go Superman, oddly enough, the guy named John Cena is also known as Superman to many fans. But yeah, you can say that Superman just derailing every villain because they're just not strong. And they should not be more better than Superman. So therefore, Superman has to look good and make sure no one else look good ever. So that's for Fairy Tale in a nutshell for villains. Don't believe the hype. ever.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So, do you guys think we reached the end of the podcast now?
That
I
seems to be the
think
case.
We basically talked about
Yeah.
everything. The forums are in a rut at the moment.
Yes.
They've been
And
they've been so ever since the Sage of Six Paths shown up. It's just got worse and
Yeah,
worse.
it's like
each chapter.
615 all over again, except much worse.
Yeah, if that was even possible. And Hinata's not even in the chapters.
it's like I said, you could just have Naruto picking his nose for the whole entire 17
All right.
pages, flicks it, and then all of a sudden we discuss the, my God, Kishimoto cannot write heroin for crap. I'm like, where'd that
Okay.
come from? We just have Naruto picking his
Yeah.
nose. That's it.
Pick me a winner.
Uh,
All right. So, final thoughts, guys, and then we'll leave on this one note.
Anyway, I enjoyed this chapter. I'm looking forward to what's happening. There's many interesting things. What's going to happen? What's going to be the fate of Guy? What's going to happen between Sakura and Obito? And how long will this fight with Naruto and Sasuke with Madara last? And what the heck was that voice? Anyway, I'm Bluestarsaber signing off.
Now.
Wait, we're probably saying our goodbyes.
Okay. Final words, huh?
Final
thoughts. My
Yeah.
final thought is, well, I can't say it's the end, but I could be wrong. If it's the end, please be reasonable. Don't rush, especially as this is your so-called final villain of this arc, at least. Because technically we got like 3 villains or 2 villains, or I don't know. There was a lot of villains, a lot of big
Thought
villains
they're
in this
really
arc
gonna
alone.
die.
But yeah. What I'm saying is, we just don't jump to conclusion. You jumped to conclusion last week that there's no more to Sakura. Now there's more to Sakura, and then you somehow saying there's no more to Sakura again, even though we didn't even get to know what the heck is the question, what's the request, what is it that will be the ones of Sakura to do to him that makes him as a villain still, according to him. So just wait. I mean, it's a time of patience. If you're one of the people that reads Bleach, especially the current time right now, if you could pass that patient test, I'm pretty sure you could pass any patience in any test in any manga. Okay, Naruto should not be, different for you. It should not, because again, we've been waiting for long, and we've been getting something good out of it time to time. So why not now again?
Okay, my final thoughts then.
Yeah.
The chapter
ahead.
was great. You guys already said it beautifully already. The chapter was awesome. I can't wait to see what happens next. It's very exciting to see what happens next. I can't wait to see what Sakura is going to do. I can't wait to see what Naruto and Sasuke are going to do to Madara. I can't wait to see how Madara is going to get his ass kicked hard.
What if Madara still wins? Wouldn't that be a shame?
No, because Naruto has to win in the end. Because we have to have the Naruto versus Sasuke fight, and we can't have it with Madara standing around.
No, I mean like you still beat to the pole and they gotta do something different. Well, Hagoromo, can we get the other side of the power as well? No.
No. We're gonna get Wonder Twin powers activated on this one. But yeah, so to all the fans out there listening, like, I have 3 pieces of advice for you. 1, don't be hypocrites. And what I mean by hypocrites, I mean, don't, like, start using arguments and then saying that the other person that you are debating with can't use those same arguments. That's just wrong. It either works or it doesn't. That's the rules. If you don't believe parallels mean anything, then don't start using parallels in your thing. If you don't want to make comparisons to other anime, then don't, start using comparison to other anime in your debate. 2, stop with the personal expectations. We already know what kind of personal expectations you want, and you want this massive thing that is not going to happen, and you know it's not going to happen. Stop judging the manga based on your personal expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, learn to agree to disagree if you don't. Because, this whole it's your interpretation thing, yeah, it's correct, but it also applies to you. Everything is a two-way street. All arguments are a two-way street. If it's interpretation, it's always going to be an interpretation. Opinions, 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 opinions. Opinions can be based on fact, but opinions are not factual. Unless proven. Okay?
Yeah.
So, whatever you want to believe in, you have full right to believe in that. If you don't like the way the manga's going, that's fine. If you love the way the manga's going, that's fine too. And hey, just a piece of advice, an extra piece of advice. If you really don't like the way the manga's going, you have full right to not read it. Okay?
No need to keep blabbing on about why it sucks to those who enjoy it.
Yeah, don't... That's another thing. If you know that people are going to disagree with you, you have the full right to not say anything. Don't think that you have to say something every time. Especially when it comes to my post, when I ignore every single one of you, and you guys come after me anyway. So, because I've done that several times where people think I'm harassing Darkest, or I'm harassing someone else, or I'm harassing another member saying, all this stuff, and I go, originally, I don't say anything to them. I just say my own opinion, and that's it. They're the ones that initiate the attack on me first, and then I reciprocate.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you really look at it, and also I know some people are like, well, you're really defensive, James. Yeah, but so is everyone else. Everybody's defensive. Everybody is defensive. And I can tell you right now, I could actually push Dark to be just as defensive, if not more than me. I can do it. I can do it. Hell, I've made the mods and admins defensive to the point of almost shutting down the website. That is how defensive I can put people.
Remind me to never argue against you.
Okay, yeah, I will beat you with novels if I have to.
I am pretty much terrible at arguing. That's why I don't usually do it.
Yeah,
I've been mean to do.
I've had some problems with 2 certain mods / admins. Oh great, now I'm gonna have to bleep that out.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's supposed to.
So,
Sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, it all started with me not directly calling anyone a hypocrite, but just saying that a logical way of thinking was hypocritical, and someone got extremely pissed off at me that just so happened to wear a mod badge. I have no idea why they went ballistic on me, because I got to a point where I told them, I go, if you're getting mad at everything I write, that just means you purposely set her up to be about you. And I've had people other people read my post and actually say to me, like, wow, that was really inspirational, and I'm glad I'm not like those people. Yeah, so if you get pissed off at my post, it just means that, yeah, I am talking about you, because you automatically made you one of them. Irony, isn't it?
Oh. Let me say this. 2 things.
Good night.
Actually, I'm gonna say these. Let me say 2 things. First of all, not Hagoromo, Sasuke. If Sasuke backstabbed Naruto after this war ends, you know who to blame? Hagoromo. Just remember that. Hagoromo's to blame for all this.
Yes.
When you really think about it, it's really his fault. If it comes to this. If it truly comes to that moment where you just see Sasuke's sword pierce through Naruto, the only thing you can say is, it's all Hagoromo's fault. Blame him. Make him as a bad father. Kind of what you try to do with Minato. So there you go. Just remember that. Do what you want to do. So blame on Hagoromo. Don't blame Sasuke.
Terrible burn on your poor mother.
One flaw of the sage.
And what's the other thing?
The other thing is, I actually forgot.
Whoops.
Oh, yeah, no. Did I? Yeah, I forgot. Sorry, guys.
Wait a minute. I had a thought. It's there, and it's gone.
And it's gone.
So you're gonna have an opinion? Yeah, okay, that's great. So we're gonna add the opinion here, and it's gone.
Okay. I haven't even said my thoughts, but I'll just say, great chapter, pretty cool scene of Rise of Shuriken, a cool Naruto outfit. Sasuke still looked the same, but at least his eyes got a new one, a new eye. I mean. So, overall, great chapter. Something to look forward to.
Actually, I want Benson to come out. Hey, Sasuke, what? For dry, red eyes, clear eyes is awesome.
It's awesome.
I kill you.
Oh, man. Somebody should just poke him.
By the way, on a final
be
note,
defenseless.
poke him?
Yes, just poke him.
Eye,
just do poke. Poke. Ow.
Yeah, here comes Mo. Hey, Sasuke, what? Boop, you numbskull.
Who the heck is gonna be the third person for that whole trio?
So have we ended the podcast?
Well, I'm just gonna say
we should.
one final thing, and this really is the final thing from me.
Okay.
I hate Sasuke. Okay? That's my opinion. I hate the guy. I absolutely fucking despise him. If no matter what anybody says or any evidence to bring up to me, it won't change my mind. So don't even try, okay? If you like Sasuke, that's cool. That is perfectly fine for you to like Sasuke. I hate his fucking guts, and I hope he dies.
I really don't want to see what happens if you met him in person.
Well, I'd kick him in the balls if he had any.
Alright, I'm Bluestarsaber signing off.
For life, leaving to
And
ya.
I'm James S. Cassidy saying, keep calm and support NaruSaku.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. This
Yeah,
is a
you
little
gotta record
extra
this.
for the podcast because For Life decided to come back and say to us, hey, now I remember. So what is it, For Life? What was the other thing you meant to tell us?
Well, next chapter is the 7th chapter. And it's possible that we might see the cover for the next volume releasing.
Oh.
Because usually the volume of cover preview is usually released in either the 7th or 8th chapter. Sometimes, mostly the 8th chapter, but you never know with the 7th chapter. So yeah, we're gonna see the next volume cover very soon, and so it was my prediction on the cover. It involves Naruto dying. That's all I can think of. I'm trying not to think anything else, because if you try to put everything that happened in the volume, it'd be too crammed in that every anime fighting game would say that's too much. Or
Sasuke.
I mean, we could go with that, but let's see how
Not
much you
biased.
really. Yeah. Or we could just focus on Madara and 2 dead characters. Or we could have Obito, Madara, 2 dead characters. Or Obito, Kagashi, Madara in the very background, 2 dead characters. Or just completely something new. I can't say Guy, because Guy arrived at the very next chapter rather than this one.
Oh.
Well, actually, he showed up in this chapter. In this volume. But it was a significant as this volume. You had the whole Guy going 8th gate, his flashback, and so on.
Oh,
So I don't
fuck it,
think-
let's just put Hinata on the cover.
In the very
What?
If it happens, I'm gonna say it's the editors that tells them please do that. I'm actually gonna go down to say that, because, well, who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Point is, the volume cover preview is coming either next week or 2 weeks. So I expect either a major disappointment, a major uprise, or just neutral. So, yep. That's
Worst
it.
case scenario, we get another hand-holding of Naruto and Hinata. Best case scenario,
It's a kissing.
we have Naruto and Sakura kissing.
That would be the best thing ever.
They might as well have Sakura doing a middle finger while she's at it.
Why not?
Anyway, signing off for good this time.
Grabbing her
Yes.
crotch saying, suck it. And all the NaruSaku fans being like, okay.
So have we signed off this time for good or?
For bad.
Oh, we're going to put this in the extras.
Yeah, this is the extras.
Okay.
So,
How long is the extras?
just
I don't care. Whatever you want to say in the extras. Just random
Dude,
googly gook.
It's 4 a.m. here.
okay. Well, we could just end it now.
Yeah. We could just end
Yes.
it now. I'll just add it to the end of it. I'll just be like, oh, wait, there's more.
Uh,